Hello, hello, good evening. Long time no see. Like 10, 15, 16 hours. We haven't seen each other 16. I can't talk. 16 hours. Here we go. Hello. I hope you're all doing well. Welcome back to Last Window, The Secret of Cape West. Good gods, I'm so glad I went to bed. Oh yeah. I mean, I went to bed at some point as well. I think I fell asleep like at 5:30. Something along those lines. There was a very short amount of time where I was like, you know, I could try staying up. But I stopped that plan immediately and just, slept. Good evening. Yeah, you're in the US. You're in a completely different time zone from most of the people here usually. So when you say it's your bedtime, I know I have fucked up. Oh my god, hello and welcome back. We're going to crack my neck apparently. Oh Jesus. We're going to continue Last Window. I don't think we're going to finish it today. There's like 3 more chapters, like chapter 8, 9, and 10. I think. So, I don't know how long they're going to be. Like we could probably fit like chapter 8 and 9, quite possibly, in the normal stream, and chapter 10 we're just going to have to do another day. Because I fucked up my planning. I was like, originally I was planning on starting stream earlier today. Just do another 9-hour stream. Yeah. I'll just call out of work sick tomorrow. Just be like, yeah, sorry, I was busy playing a game until like 4 a.m. I can't come in today. My voice is gone. Oh. Anyway, what we did last time was we woke up very depressed, thinking about, we know the song. We know the song because our mom was listening to it right after we moved with her after our dad died. A long time no hear, absolutely. And we can do Atelier on Monday. Yeah, poor Atelier is getting pushed back all of the fucking time. I feel so bad about it. But for some reason I keep putting it together with other games that I have no problem fitting the streams in, but Atelier always suffers for it. I don't know why. But I don't want to put Atelier on Saturdays because I just can't play Atelier for as long as I can play something like Nier. Not that the Atelier games are bad in any sense, but it's like at some point it's just too repetitive to keep doing that for more than 5 hours, not gonna lie. Anyway, we woke up. We're starting a new day. We're not starting a new day because the telephone goes off. It's my phone. Whoever could it be? And also, why is this blowing up my speakers tonight? Holy shit. Hello? Mom. Oh, the mom. I see you at home. Yeah, no change there. What's on your mind? Nothing really. I just thought you'd be out. Yet you call me. Curious. Sorry to disappoint. Don't take everything as a joke, Kyle. I just felt like I should call you, that's all. I didn't really have anything to say, though. Valid. Mom, you worry me, Mom. Why call if you thought I was going to be out? That's what I wanted to say to her, but decided to keep it to myself instead. It's my phone as opposed to whose phone? Yeah. I got your package, by the way. The baseball. It was the one Dad bought me all those years ago, wasn't it? So you remembered? Vaguely. I remember Dad and I used to play catch with it. The ball was very precious to your father. I think the reason was that you told him you wanted to be a baseball player. I remember saying something like that when I was a kid. Your father kept that ball so that each time he looked at it, he could see your smiling face telling him you wanted to be a pro one day. Oh. Kids say the craziest things. I don't remember the key though. Was that key the dad used for the car? No, it wasn't. Then what is it? When the case came back from the police, it was inside. It was there together with the baseball. I haven't got a clue what it's for. Oh! But I have the feeling it represents something that he wanted you to have. It's gonna be a key. Fuck. Yeah, the key is going to be a key. Thank you, brain. It's going to be a key item to the mystery we're trying to solve, was the point I was trying to make, but you know, a key being a key. Good fucking job. It's the key to his heart. Aww. Mom, there's something I've been meaning to ask for a while now, and I think now's the time. What is it? What do you want to ask me? Why did you ever get with a guy like that? Damn, I mean, I know the guy has been in the ground for a few years now, but Jesus. What? He was in a less than respectable career, so why did you agree to marry him? Why? I fell in love, that's why. I fell in love with him and never wanted to be apart. Aww. The first time I met him was at the hospital where I worked. I was the one in charge of tending to the wounds he came in with. So it was a classic case of patient and nurse falling in love. Yes, I suppose it was. When I met him, he was a total stranger. But I did know one thing. I knew that he was bearing a secret of some kind, and that, if it ever came out, I wouldn't be able to stay with him. That's why I was prepared to be content without knowing. When did you find out what his secret was? About 2 years after you'd been born. He came clean about precisely what he did for a living. You mean he told you about the safe cracking? Yes. Well, once you knew, didn't you try and stop him? Kyle... Maybe if you had, we wouldn't have had to live off the money he earned by ripping people off, and he wouldn't have wound up dead 7 years later. It's not like that, Kyle. Then what is it like? After you were born, your father, he wanted to make a clean break and give up the line of work, but his associates weren't happy with his decision, and so he just kept on cracking safes. How can you just forgive him like that? Kyle... After hearing me shout down the phone at her, Mom burst into a strange silence. Maybe it's because this was the first time we've ever discussed that so openly. I mean, to be fair, yeah. It's been a while, though. Someone was playing some kind of adventure game and 90% of his key item inventory is just extra keys. Oh my god. I'm starting to regret bringing the subject up in the first place. Let's stop talking about this. Yeah, maybe you're right. Kyle, when you're ready to forgive your father and me, perhaps then we can continue this conversation. Merry Christmas, Kyle. Don't do that to me. Mom. Don't hang up the phone with a Merry Christmas after I just shouted at you. Kept on cracking saves in the end, he cracked their hearts. Aww. Who the fuck is at my door? First the phone, now the door. What's happening? Why do people want to talk to me? Oh hey dude. How your day go? It's you. Merry Christmas, Hyde. What the hell do you want this early in the morning? Back to your normal cold self, I see. You have to forgive me, but wasn't you who dumped your friend on Christmas Eve just to go paint the town red with Betty? I'm not denying it, but I have a heart, man. What would you have done? Anyway, how was the rest of the night down there? Just me and Sydney drinking till after the place closed. Cool. He's tough to drink under the table, that one. Can't remember a single time I didn't pass out while he's still solid as a rock. So how was your night? Mine? How'd it go with Betty? That's what you come here to tell me about anyway, right? You really can see right through me, man. So what happened? Well, we headed to the same place I took you to a couple of nights ago. Spent half the night chatting, getting out of control. Sounds like it went pretty well. Yeah, I thought so too, but now I'm not so sure. What do you mean? I'd actually kind of given up on Betty, but then she went and said some pretty confusing things. Okay. Then she told me to give something to you. Something pretty weird. Can't you just outright say what it is? What did Betty say? She was a little drunk and slurring her words a bit, but she was going on about how there are two guys she likes, and one who sets sparks flying, and one she cares about in a different way. Cryptic. Her words, not mine. I just sat there nearly falling off my stool. But the next thing she said sure threw me a hell of a curveball. Tony, she said, what do you do when there's someone that you really care about who's close to you? You know, someone you've been friends with for a while? How do you tell them how much you care about them without them freaking out? Did she say anything else? Yeah, she said, the other guy's history now and I want to take it further with our friend, but... So what had you so confused? That's the thing, the way she looked at me when she said it, I started thinking that maybe their friend is me. But you didn't actually ask her, right? Nah, I kind of chickened out. Pathetic, isn't it? Maybe you're wrong, maybe you're right, but for now you should stick to the belief that she was talking about you and try to become that person to her. Only way to be sure, right? I guess so. You know what? Maybe it is me. I mean, that's a positive... It's easy to say, oh, just, you know, just ask, but it's a hard thing to do. It's like the other person is trying to throw hints, but you're like, are you really talking about me, or am I reading these signs wrong? Who knows? I mean, look at you. You can't get out of your head. Ain't that the truth? Okay, what did she ask you to look after? This. It's some sort of notebook. A notebook? She said it belongs to Rex, but he left it behind. Ooh! There's gotta be something interesting in there, isn't there? She said something about you being able to find some use for it. Can't say I understood what she was getting at, though. Hey, I'll take it. Thanks, bro. Alright, I'm gonna go back to my room. Bye. Tony leaves my room. What's Rex keeping written down in his notebook? I think it's time I found out. Ooh. Big bad secrets he's keeping in there. Oh, mouse, don't do that. Alright, what's in there? I open Rex's notebook. Inside is something written. It reads, 1967, Kondo disappeared. Jack Green disappeared. Jack Green? Who the hell's he? Oh my god, again? It's my phone again. Yeah, it will always be your phone. Because it's your room. Hello? From the other end of the line I hear a very familiar voice. Oh, Rachel! Merry Christmas, sweetie. I've got some good news for you. Ed's made a dramatic recovery and will be out of the hospital by the weekend. That's good to hear. Yes, pretty comforting, but the doctor laid down the law. He said Ed really can't afford to push himself anymore. He has to avoid any unnecessary stress that could put strain on his heart. So I guess that means we'd better not give him too much trouble. We? Wouldn't that just be you? You mean you'd better not, but yeah, that's what I figured out too. Figured too. So how about you? Have there been any developments? Nah, nothing too exciting, but there's something I need you to check out. What is it? I need you to check out someone connected to Rex Foster. Someone going by the name of Jack Green, who was under investigation by Rex. He may have disappeared off the grid after 1967. Jack Green, 1967, got it. I'll see what I can dig up. Expect a call when I find something. Thanks. Alright. Looks like we're gonna be at a loose end till Rachel gets back to me about Jack Green. Hang on. I just remembered I need to return Sydney's record to him. Oh. Yeah. Let's do that then. I don't get to keep it. It was a really nice song. It was a really nice song. Hey dude. I cried a little listening to the song you gave me last night. How you doing? Sydney, Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas, Mr. Hyde. Thanks again for last night. It was a refreshing change of pace. I enjoyed myself too. I think last night is going to be a Christmas Eve I'll be sure to remember. Yeah, you and me both. Would you care for anything to eat? No, I'm good. I just came to return that record you loaned me. Here you go. I hand Sydney back his record. Thanks for that. Did you listen to it? Yeah, I took it home and listened to it all night. Is that so? It's not the kind of thing I usually listen to, but the song's nostalgic to me. Thanks to your record, I had a bit of a sentimental moment alone in my room. Ah, it does you good to come out of yourself from time to time. Yeah, I think it does. Kyle is so handsome, please marry. Honestly, he is. Also, good evening, Sha. How you doing? Actually, Mr. Hyde, there was something I wanted to talk to you about. Yeah? Actually, What is it? Just come out and say it. I wanted to ask for your help with something. It's about Claire. Has something happened to her? She's been acting funny ever since she got home last night, and she hasn't said a word to me all morning. However many times I ask her, she won't say a thing. You're just vibing. I'm glad to hear it. I'm at the end of my tether? Tether? How do you say that? It's only a T and then it's a TH. Tether? So what do you want me to do? I want you to find out what the problem is. You know you could talk to your child. That is your daughter. Tether. Okay. Tether. Would you mind speaking to her on my behalf? Sometimes when I look at her, all I see is a naive young girl. If you agree to speak to her, you find her clean a billiards room. I'm counting on you, Mr. Hyde. Yeah, I hit 500 followers. I need to do something for it. I have a plan, but I don't know how quickly I'll be able to do that. Thank you. Claire, I'm sorry, but I'm busy with the cleaning at the moment. So proud, very much. Oh, thank you. Claire, are you still worried about your dad? Yes, I am. You remember what we talked about the day before Christmas Eve? Did you get around to asking him about it? Did you find out if there's someone special in his life? I never got around to asking him outright, but I kind of got an impression from the way he was acting. So what you're trying to tell me is that you didn't ask, right? I'm not interested in maybes, I need to know for sure. Claire, after all, this could be the last chance. The last chance? I knew it, I just knew it. I had a feeling all along that he wouldn't keep his promise. What are you talking about? It was a long time coming, can't wait for 1,000. I mean, we're not stopping anytime soon. The last chance for what, Claire? The last chance for him and Mom to get back together. If Dad doesn't step in and do something right away, it'll be too late. Mom's going to move to Boston. That's what I mean when I say this is his last chance. So you're holding out hope for your folks to give it a second try, is that it? That's right. I want him to get back together more than anything. I've been wishing for it for ages now. I see. That's where I was last night, Mr. Hyde, with Mom. That's when she told me about her plans to leave for Boston. I asked her straight if she'd give Dad a second chance and try to start over. But this is how she responded. She said that she still loved him even now, but that she couldn't return to Lucky's Cafe. Sure, it has good memories for her, but it also has some bad ones too. I mean, that's usually the case with literally any place. She was scared that returning here would bring the bad ones back, and she couldn't stand it. What kind of bad memories? Memories about Dad's loans. Ooh, money problems. She told me all about it. After they fell out, business started to decline at the cafe. Mom hated the idea of borrowing money of a certain person, but Dad did it anyway. That's what eventually led to them breaking up. Ooh. Claire, what promise was that? It was one Dad made after Mom left. What did he promise? He promised something on the first Christmas without Mom. It was a sad Christmas for me. Dad was busy at the cafe and I was all alone. I waited up until he'd finished work and returned home. He was a little drunk when he got there, though. Still, when he saw me, he pulled me into a hug and said that we would find happiness. Just the two of us. Just the two of us. He promised that we'd be happier than we'd ever been before. Happier than you'd ever been, huh? He forced himself into a smile at the time, but I knew the truth. I could see past his smile into the tears that fell from his eyes. I knew that Mom leaving was the hardest thing he'd ever had to deal with in his life. That's why I promised him something too that night. I promised that I'd also look for a way for us to be happy. And that's why you started to think of them getting back together, right? Right, that's all I've thought about since. But I don't know what Dad's thinking anymore. I mean, he still seems to be very much in love with your mom. Who was the person he borrowed from? It was Miss Petra's. Max. That's what I heard. He got the money he needed from her. Mom's never been able to forgive him for that. And you knew about this? No, I had no idea. I never heard about it until last night. Wait. How did Max have that amount of money then to give out loans for people, yet she's like, oh, I am a struggling widow. This is the last thing Mom told me last night. She said Dad still hadn't repaid all the money he borrowed. Who was I trying to kid? Oh my god, that was a little too high. Dreaming that Mom and Dad would get back together and we'd all live happily ever after? I certainly let my imagination get the better of me, didn't I? I should have known it was never going to happen. I was stupid to even think it could. Oh, don't cry! Claire. As we get older, we learn to become more accepting of each other's shortcomings. I'm sure your folks are no different either. So if they really still love each other enough to put that whole ordeal in the past, who's to say that your dream won't come true after all? My dream? It's all down to how much affection I still have for each other. I'll tell you what your dad told me last night. I'll tell you just how much your dad still loves your mom. Mr. Hyde, you take everything too much to heart, Claire. But sooner or later, both of them are going to sit up and notice how you're feeling. When that happens, they'll finally be able to answer each other's questions. That's why the best thing you can do is to keep that smile on your face and stop sighing. You're right, Mr. Hyde. I need to look on the bright side. I'm still curious, though. She says maybe she's just really awful with her money. I do wonder who the fuck she sold the building to. Alright. I hear you still need to repay money. Sydney, how'd it go, Mr. Hyde? Did you manage to find out what's been troubling Claire? I asked her alright, but she's got some serious worries on her mind. She's worried about love. About what? I feared it might be something like that. I should have known something was up when she left at that hour last night. No, it's not about her love life, it's about yours, you stupid fuck. So what's going on? Has she hooked up with some guy? Is he treating her badly? Well, hold on there, Sydney, let's not jump to conclusions. But you just told me she's having problems with her love life. No, I told her she's thinking about love, not her love life. That is what you said, wasn't it? Not really, no. It's got nothing to do with her love life. She's worried about her mom and you. Her mom and me. It was her mom she met up with last night. You know what she's hoping? She's hoping that you and her mom will give it another try. So that's what it's all about. Also, there's something I need to ask you. What is it? What's happening with the loan from Max? How on earth did you find out about that, Mr. Hyde? Claire let me in on it, and it was her mom who told her. I see. Well, it all goes back to when we needed money to get this place up and running. Miss Peters was kind enough to give us what we needed. It all stems from me knowing her late husband. I've been paying in installments each month. In half a year, my debt will be settled. She said she has too many bad memories to do with money troubles. For her, it's a very real reason to not give you a second chance to get back together. So that's the root of it. She still doubts me. Huh? How do you know the husband? How do you know Mike's husband? He was a customer in a restaurant here when his place was still a hotel. I would wait on his table a lot. I used to work there when I was younger, you see. Anyway, George Patras, or Mrs. Patras' husband as I should call him, was a regular. Very partial to cheesecake, as I recall. What kind of man was he? I remember him telling me that he used to play the sax in his youth, but at the time when I knew him, he was the owner of several eateries around town. To sum him up, he wasn't afraid to spread his money around. All the waiters jostled for the right to wait on his table. Of course, all they were after were the tips he'd offer them and nothing more. He'd always be around when the hotel was having an evening event. In particular, he always came to the parties they called Scarlet Star. What connection could this have to the thing I'm looking for? Hehe. What does Claire's mom doubt about you? She thinks there's something between me and Miss Patras. She does. It was just something my wife was worried about. You see, when Miss Patras was standing trial, I believed that she was innocent. My wife was convinced she was guilty, and from that point she was sure that Miss Patras and I had something going on. Meaning that, when I borrowed the money, she refused to forgive me for what I'd done. So was there any truth to it? You and Miss Patras, I mean. Or was it simply all a huge misunderstanding on Claire's mom's part? You know, you could have also given Claire's mom a name so we don't have to keep saying stuff like Claire's mom. Of course it was just a misunderstanding. I only had eyes for her. There was never anything between me and Miss Patras. Well, that's good to know. There were parties called Scarlet Star? Yes, they were. Every month, Hotel K West would hold a party on a date with the number 6 in it. Those parties would be called Scarlet Star. Huh. How did they earn that name, though? I couldn't tell you. I haven't got the faintest idea, I'm afraid. Other parties that were held there had similar names like Gold Star or Silver Star. Those were held on dates with the numbers 3 or 9. What kind of parties were they? Just run-of-the-mill affairs, really. You know, the type with food and drinks and a live band and dance floor. I was there on a number of occasions, and they were all pretty similar. Okay, so that's not actually giving us a bunch of information. Sydney, when did Max stand trial? Well, let's just forget about that, shall we? No. Sydney, you can tell me, huh? Not really. Well, I can't beat it out of you, but I can ask nicely. Will you tell me? Yeah, I suppose I could. Seeing as it's you I'm talking to. But you have to promise to keep it to yourself, mind? No one's going to know. No one's going to know. We're keeping it between us. Everyone here and you. Of course. 13 years ago, Miss Patras was a suspect in a certain incident. The jury returned the verdict of innocent though, and she was freed. A certain incident? I already know that her husband was murdered, so... No, wait, it wasn't her husband that was... Wait, no. Huh? We don't actually know how her husband died, never mind. What kind of incident was it? She was suspected of killing her husband. What the hell? She was a suspect in a murder case? She was indeed. Sydney, why was her husband... Mr. Hyde, I've got nothing more to say on the matter. Can we leave it here, please? The verdict was innocent, and that's all that counts. I really don't want to talk about it anymore. I understand. I just need to make sure, but you will keep this discussion between us, won't you? I really don't want anything I've said about Miss Patras to get out. Oh yeah, until the next time I accidentally let it drop in a conversation with her where she will be mad at me. I only told you because I trust you. Yeah, I hear you loud and clear. Then we understand each other. The last thing I want is to cause any trouble for Miss Patras. Now, was that everything you wanted to ask me about, Mr. Hyde? I do have a cafe to run, you know. Actually, there is something else. What do you want to know? Do you still love your wife? Do I what? I want to hear how you really feel about her. Well, Yeah. I love her, and there's no denying it. I just haven't got the confidence to tell her. To tell her you love her? Not exactly. To tell her that I want us to give it another try. You understand what I'm saying, don't you, Mr. Hyde? Even when two people really love each other, it doesn't guarantee it'll work out. The real reason we separated was to do with me. When I think about how it happened now, I can see exactly why she walked out. If only I could have seen things the way I see them now. I tried to console myself by making her the villain and branding her as heartless, but the truth is, I was a fool. The worst thing is that it took losing my wife for me to notice how she was feeling. That's why I'm afraid. I'm afraid that if we did get back together, I'd do the same thing over again. I'm sure she's thinking along the exact same lines, though. You may feel unsettled, but you clearly want to have another shot at happiness. Mr. Hyde, Claire told me about the promise you made her. She did? She told me about the first Christmas you spent without your wife, and when you told her that you'd find happiness again together. She's been thinking about that ever since. Well, her idea of happiness is having a family back and all living together. Mr. Hyde, it's not my place to dictate to you how your family should be, but I'll tell you this for free. There aren't many families that can get back together. Most of them who've tried fail. Ain't that a fact? A sad but a true one. Okay, I need to be somewhere. And suddenly an hour has passed. As usual. Wait, more than an hour. An hour. We literally just got up and went down here. Huh. Alright. Something that Sydney said has got me thinking. He said that there was a person who always attended the Scarlet Star parties. I think I need to find out a little more about that person. Well, I wonder who it was that we just talked about who attended the parties. Knock knock. Hello. Hello there, Mr. Hyde. Miss Beatrice, you wouldn't by any chance have any free time at the moment, would you? As a matter of fact, I would. Nice! Can we talk about your dead husband in the middle of the lobby? There's something I'd like to ask you. And what might that be? I'd like to hear about your husband. Why would you want to know about him? When we last spoke, you told me a little about your late husband. You said he enjoyed jazz music and even used to play the saxophone. That's right. I must confess, I'm into jazz music too. I often listen to it in my room. The best kind of jazz always features a saxophone, don't you think? Well, if you say so. So once I heard that your late husband played it, I instantly became interested. Would you be so kind as to tell me a little more about him? I certainly, since you asked so nicely. Please come inside. Your front door business is fucking me up still. Like, what is this? He's like, yeah, sure. Also, I hope you don't suspect any bombs in your packages again that I have to open up. I'd rather not repeat that incident. Miss Beatrice, your husband played the tenor saxophone, didn't he? Yes, that's right. When did he start? As a pro, I mean. He was already part of an established band at the age of 20. So he must have studied how to play it somewhere. Do you know where? He told me that he taught himself how to play, and that he was into jazz from the moment he was born. What kind of person was he? He was a real gentleman, both masculine and invigorating at the same time. These qualities guaranteed him a hit with the ladies. When did he throw in the towel and stop playing? I'm sorry? Well, he went on to run several eateries around town, didn't he? And he was a regular guest at the hotel restaurant here too, right? Who told you that, Mr. Hyde? I looked it up. I found out all about him from an old newspaper article I got from the library. It was right there alongside one about your court case. It seems like you've gone to great lengths to investigate me, Mr. Hyde. Doesn't it? Tell me, why is it that you've been investigating me? I told you I'm interested. I'm I'm keen to learn more about the kind of stuff your late husband played. Not to mention about you, seeing as you're a widow just like my mom. I see. So you know everything, it would seem. Right now that's a big mood. Aww, yeah. I wish I was a kitten just flopping down to sleep. Haha. Why are we laughing? Miss Patris, will you tell me what I want to know? I will. We're this close to parting ways forever, and you've chosen now to grow an interest in me? Perhaps it's fate, Mr. Hyde. Miss Patris. She's like, I might as well. I have nothing else to lose. I might as well. I'll answer your questions. I was suspected of murdering my husband. That was 13 years ago. When he and I were living together, our house was burgled? Is that really the word for it? If someone breaks into your house, it's burgled? The statute of limitations of murder has run out. I might as well. That's a word. What the fuck? I never knew. I would have thought it would be something along the lines of like burglarized or something. And the burglar struck me and knocked me unconscious. When I woke, my husband's body was laying lifeless beside me. In my right hand, I was clutching a gun that was used to kill him. When somebody has committed a burglary in a building, that building has been burgled. What the? Okay. Huh, I never knew. I was framed by somebody. The evidence was more than sufficient for them to hold me as a suspect. But it seemed that fate smiled on me that day as I was declared innocent. Always say rob, but someone needs to be present for it to be a robbery. Oh. So you can't just say, you know, it was broken into? Well, you could, but is there also a difference to it being just broken into? Was the real culprit caught? No, they never found him, and though I was declared innocent, people will always remember the accusations, mud sticks, or whatever the saying is. What you said about my late husband is quite true, Mr. Hyde. He was a regular face at his place when it was a hotel. On the day I was acquitted, I took control of the money my husband left to me and purchased the hotel. I wanted to own the place he held so dear when he was alive. And to that, Mr. Hyde, as old as Lonely Widow can tell you. Aww. Broken into means it was broken into, but doesn't necessarily mean something was taken. Burgled covers both. I see. I am learning a great many things tonight. Huh? That appears to be the phone. Would you mind waiting here for me, Mr. Hyde? Yeah, sure. Max makes her way into the other room to answer the phone. Guess I better stay here until she's done. Now I think of it. Time to actually look at stuff. I'm sure there's a photo of her husband around here. She told me to wait, so I'm just gonna take the time and actually examine her entire room. Every time I heard burglar, I think of hamburgers. Actually, when I played Persona 5 both times, for Persona 5 and Persona 5 Royal, I named my group the Hamburglers. There's a man playing a tenor saxophone in this picture. This must be George Patris. Alright. It's a photograph in a frame. The photos of a cheerful young woman. This picture has the signatures of George and Margaret on it. Oh, she was really pretty. This must be a picture of Max when she was younger. She's wearing a very uniquely designed necklace. Could make myself some hamburgers right now. I still have baked over toast. Oh, I was talking about pasta earlier, and I'm really craving pasta. But I had pizza yesterday, and I ate the leftovers today. So this photograph is of two young women. Based on her clothes, they must be dancers. This is a pretty old picture. Oh, she's back. The door to the room opens and Max walks in. Hi. You don't remember what I named mine, but without knowing thing about the game and then my main character Ryuji. Oh no! That's always awkward if you actually do take a name that is already in the game somewhere. You couldn't eat it, it's not vegetarian. Aww. But thank you for the offer. Thank you for thinking of me. I'm sorry to have kept you waiting, Mr. Hyde. It's no problem. I took the liberty of looking at the pictures on the shelf. Oh, these old things. Yeah, when was the picture of you and your husband taken? Right after we were married? The necklace you see still gets worn today. It was a present from my late husband and is one of a kind. It's an impressive item, that's for sure. I love this picture of us more than any of the others I have. I'm sure your mother is one of her own that she values above the rest too. As Max utters those words, I think to myself, Mom doesn't have a single picture of her and Dad. Not one. Oh. When a game allows you to name all story characters and regularly references them. 13 different characters, all named Alex? Oh god. That sounds confusing. But also very funny, yeah. The picture hanging on the wall with the two women. Is one of them you? You're absolutely right. Can you tell though, Mr. Hyde? Tell which one of them is me. I think it's the one on the right, in the red dress. You're the one on the right. I am indeed. Well done. Fuck yeah. Who's the woman in the shot with you? She was a dear friend of mine. A fellow dancer. A dancer? Yes, it may be hard to believe now, but I was once a dancer. Oh, what's wrong? My head, it hurts. Are you okay? I'm sorry, I sometimes get like this. It's my reminder of the events that took place during that awful time 13 years ago. Oh, did you get like permanent damage of the time you got knocked out? You'd better rest, I'll leave you in peace. That's very kind of you. But before you go, Mr. Hyde, may I ask a favor? Please keep what I've told you today to yourself. I swear I won't breathe a word to anyone. Okay, time for me to be on my way. Indeed. Bye-bye. I leave Mag's room. Max, seems she's had a somewhat colorful life. Mr. Hyde. Oh no. Huh? Oh! What do you want, Dylan? Can I speak to you? What's it about? You went to Miss Patters's room, didn't you? Yeah, that's right. What did the two of you talk about in there? And nothing that concerns you? Why are you interested? We talked about leaving this place. I see. Are you curious? No, not really. No. Anyway, I've got to be on my way. Yeah, you better fucking leave, dude. Dylan goes directly into Mag's room. Shouldn't you knock? It's my pager. I better back to my room. God. The longer the game goes on, the more I dislike Dylan. I forgot his name. I was going to just go call him Duncan if I need to reference him until he came up again. Gonna dunk his head in the toilet. Phone, phone, phone. Phone, phone, phone. Time to give Rachel a call. Red Crown, how may I help you? The voices are not coming out the way they should today. It's Kyle. I've got some information for you and Jack Green. What did you find out? Well, his name appeared in the 1967 obituaries. It said that Jack Green, a 30-year-old, reported died in a car accident due to major internal complications and blood loss. A car accident? Did you see who he reported for? I did. It was Los Angeles Beat, the same place as Rex Foster. Were the two closely connected? Yeah, they were. They spent 3 years working together in the editorial department. And what's more interesting is when Rex Foster quit his job, he quit just 3 weeks after Jack Green's death. Huh. After that, things really get strange. You could just go on the creep and everyone would know who you mean. Very true. Very true. In what way? It turns out that Jack Green's final article was about the organized crime group Condor. The title was, unsurprisingly, The Truth Behind Condor. It was actually the first part of a series, but Green ended up dying, so only the first part was ever published. I really need to get a closer look at that article, Rachel. Understood. I'll see if I can get hold of a copy for you. Counting on you. There's something else that stood out too. It's about the area that accident happened in. The location was along Route 971. I knew there was something familiar about the place, so I looked it up. It happened on a road between the Los Angeles Beat Company building and Hotel Cape West. Huh! There seem to be lots of factors that suggest this was more than a coincidence. You're right. Lastly, I've got a message for you from Ed. He left me a message. He said that there must be some kinds of clue that connects the guests who attended the regular parties held at the hotel in the Scarlet Star. That's all he told me. I see. I'll be in touch when I have more information. Page is something he only has because his work required it seems. I don't like carrying something around all the time for those reasons. I like the pager. Technically, I've never had one of these. Like I did not grow up in a time where you would use pagers actively. So it's very fascinating to me that you could also exchange numbers and you could just beep at people and they would know like, person X is trying to reach me, I should call them. Jack Green died 30 years ago. He was writing an article about Condor. Also, the message I received from Ed, the one about the connection between the Scarlet Star and the party guests. Now I think about it, Sydney said something too. He'd always be around when the hotel was having an evening event. In particular, he always came to the parties they called Scarlet Star. Every month, Hotel Cape West would hold a party on a date with the number 6 in it. Those parties would be called Scarlet Star. The guests who attended the Scarlet Star parties. That's it. Maybe that photo album found on the 4th floor can shed some light. Maybe I don't know how to talk anymore. Old photo, so now I can look at it. Maybe now I have more information on who the people could be. Now what am I looking for in these? That's a good question. Why hello there, red dress. Talking is overrated. Oh, wait, the red dress is not the thing. Hey, and thank you for the pet. I know that necklace. Of course. That's the necklace Max always has hanging around her neck. Which means this woman is Max Patris. Thank you for the pet. Ha ha ha. Just as I thought, Max is in a picture of the Scarlet Star party. Looks like she just earned herself another chat with me. Let's go. Huh? Oh. Hey. Huh. I don't know how to say that. Looks like somebody didn't want to be seen, am I right? It's nothing. So you didn't hand back the spare key to 205 like you said you would, huh? That's right, I didn't. What were you doing in there, Charles? That would be... Quit stalling, spit it out. What's the matter? Did I catch you up to no good or something? Anyway, get back inside. We've got stuff to discuss. He's really intimidating if he actually acts like this. Charles, tell me, what were you up to in here? I can't say. Yes, you can. Now you listen here. Oh, wait, maybe. Were you up to no good? No, it's not like that. Why are you accusing me when you have no proof of anything? If you're innocent, then you have no problem telling me what you were doing. I told you I don't want to. I'm not interested in telling someone who branded me as guilty on a whim. I'm not feeling very well. Please leave me alone. Damn, I fucked that up. He's getting into that ex-cop persona. He is. Okay, let me try this again. I'm so sorry. Charles. I don't want to talk to you. No! Fuck! What do I do? How do I get you to talk to me? I was... Oh, fuck. No, what do I do? Do I leave? It's not good. I can't go without talking to Charles. I can't say. What's he hiding? I don't know. He doesn't want to talk to me. Charles, listen to me. Can we try this again? I hope it's something stupid and embarrassing like his toys bus he didn't want to deal with Dylan. I'm sorry I adopted you. That's okay. I should have been a little more controlled when you found me. I just can't believe you were so keen to keep it a secret. It's not that. I'm just a little shaken up. I was doing something I didn't want other people to know about. Ayo, what were you doing? I'm embarrassed that you found me, Mr. Hyde. What don't you want other people to know? I don't want them to know that I'm working on a script in here. Oh, you're just using a typewriter. A script? For what? It's a screenplay for a movie, actually. I plan to enter it into a screenplay competition. A screenplay? And you're writing it in here? Why can't you do it in your own room? Don't ask me that. I come in here to do it because I want to make it more authentic. Uh-huh. There's only a couple of days until I have to submit it. Please, Mr. Hyde. Let me continue to use his room until then. Don't tell Miss Patras. Oh, I mean, I don't mind that you're in here. Mr. Hyde, this is my one big chance. What do you mean by more authentic? Billy left his old typewriter in this room and I'm writing my screenplay on that. It's the key to make me look like a pro to the people who check the entries. Are you serious? Could you possibly make any less sense if you tried? The typewriter Billy left in this room, it's not a standard one, it's very special. He's now a top Hollywood screenwriter, but when he started out, he used this very typewriter. There's something very special about it, like it has some sort of power. That's why I'm using it to write my screenplay on. I'm sure it's going to guarantee my screenplay will be successful. I don't think so. If it's a typewriter that's so special, can't you just take it to your own room? No, I have to write it in this room. What made you believe in all this superstitious stuff? That doesn't matter. What does matter is that I do believe and I must finish. Okay. Why is this your one big chance? Because if the screenplay doesn't make me successful, I'm going to have to leave my university and return to France. Oh! Is that so? I made a promise to my grandfather. If I can't make a name for myself during my year here, I have to return home. Then I'll have to take over the family business. The family business? Does that sound strange to you, Mr. Hyde? Not really. I'm just surprised that someone of your class is living in a place like this. It's unexpected, that's all. Did you choose this place so you could study how other people live their lives? Or were you just curious about something? Neither. I searched for this place and decided I had to live here. You did? I wanted to use this building's secret as a basis for my screenplay. What secret? Typewriter is haunted by William Shakespeare's ghost which died in our room. The plot thickens. What do you mean by secret, Charles? Well, Mr. Hyde, you know that there was an incident here, right? You know, back when it was a hotel. Did everyone know about this but me? Ah! What kind of incident was it? incident, Jesus Christ. A murder. When this place was still a hotel 30 years ago, somebody was murdered here. So he knows about the murder of Kathy Mcgrath. How come you know about that? I heard the story from my grandfather before coming to study here. How does your French grandfather know about some random murder in a hotel? He visited LA on a number of occasions in the past on business. He even stayed here a few times. He knew that on the final day of the building functioning as a hotel, somebody was killed. I wasn't off what he told me. When I came to LA, I investigated a place that was once a hotel and discovered that not only was it now an apartment building, but also that the murder case has never been solved. So let me get this straight. You're basing your screenplay on the murder, and that's the reason you chose to stay here. Precisely. I see. Charles, as this means a lot to you and it's your big chance and all, I'm gonna keep your coming in here a secret. Thank you, Mr. Hyde. I'm sure this is going to become a wonderful story. The title is Door to the Past. It's about a murder inside a closed-down hotel. The murderer is a member of the hotel front desk staff. He conceals the evidence on the 4th floor of the hotel. I've been using Mr. White from room 306 as my basis for the killer. Something about him fits the profile of a killer, don't you think? I'm sure he'd be thrilled to hear that. I suppose I won't know unless I ask him. Perhaps I can add you to the story too. There's still room for an accomplice. Ayo! Don't even think about it. Come on, it'll be fun. Besides, I know what you've been up to. What does that mean? I know that you sometimes go up and have a look around the 4th floor. You're just like the bad guy in my story. What? Don't worry though. You're not the only person who likes looking around up there. I've been up there lots of times too. I see, we are sharing secrets tonight. What the hell for? I started going up there a while back when I was looking for inspiration for my story. I took an 8mm camera with me and did some filming too. I don't think this is millimeter. I caught something really interesting when I was up there. Yeah, what did you tape? I'm sure you'd like me to tell you, so I'll make you a deal. If you tell me what you were looking for when you went up there, I'll show you the film. You play a harsh game, my dude. But you got yourself a deal. Now show me the film. Where are we going? Do we need to go to your room to watch it? Probably. Where do you live again? 305. Dylan going crazy outside because he can't hear all the secrets. He's like, oh, I know you're in there. So this is Charles' room. Oh, fancy schmancy. Charles, show me the 8mm film you took on the 4th floor. I will, but don't forget our promise. You have to tell me what you're looking for when you go there. Same as you. I don't understand. I'm investigating an incident that happened here quite a while ago. That's why I've been spending time up on the 4th floor. The incident you're talking about, Mr. Hyde, when did you find out about it? I got wind of it not long ago, just after I found out we'd all be leaving this place. I learned that something terrible happened here in the past. I mean, would you believe it? Just days before we were all out of here, I'd get caught up in an ancient case I know nothing about. So there you go. The reason why I've been going up to the 4th floor. That's quite interesting, but there's one more thing I'd like to ask you. I haven't got all day, you know, kid. Why are you so keen on finding out about such an old case? I mean, I'm interested because I want to use it as the basis for my story. But what about you, Mr. Hyde? I've always been the kind of person who enjoys solving problems. I used to be a detective after all. You did? Were you really a detective? Yeah, I was, up until 4 years ago anyway. I guess the reason I'm so keen on this case is something to do with my detective's instinct. So now you're a detective salesman. I had no idea you were such an interesting person. If you don't mind, I'd like to hear more about your past next time. Listen, kid, I don't care if you find me interesting or not, my past's nothing special. You should stick to the unsolved case that happened here instead. Now, show me the film you took, Charles. Just a moment, Mr. Hyde. The fishing corner zips in his still hand. I'm pretty sure this is where I left it. Sorry about that. Well, here it is, my 1mm film, just like I promised. I received the 8mm film from Charles. Can you make out what's on it, Mr. Hyde? Let's have a look. Looks like somebody's been caught on camera. Yeah, I scheduled a tweet for now. Because I got so many clips from yesterday, I scheduled one for today, actually. I was on purpose. Looks like somebody's been caught on camera. But who was it, that's the question. By the looks of that watch they're wearing, it seems to be a man. Excuse me. But I wonder who it could be. It's a shame the film doesn't show us their identity. Who'd be up there on the 4th floor so late at night anyway? I'd really like to know who they are and what they're doing. Bless you, thank you. Health, thank you. You and me both, kid. Judging from the build and the kind of clothes they got on, I'm sure it's a guy. What with that fire door up there serving as fairly good security, I'd have thought that most people wouldn't be able to get in. So, you think the person on this film is someone already living in this building? It's certainly a possibility. You could be right. I've got it. I know a way we can learn the true identity of the person on this film. There's a way we can find out right away. And how are you gonna do that? Magic? No, photographs. To help me get the characters right in my story, I took photos of the interior here. When I did that, I occasionally caught some of the tenants in the shots. Time you showed me those photos, I think. I have some developed ones right here. This one's still on the camera though. Not developed, huh? That's not gonna help us much. What if that's a crucial one? Fear not, we can develop it here. You can do that? Sure I can. I've got everything we need right here and we can use the bathroom to do it in. There's one small problem though, my red lamp is broken. Mr. Hyde, do you have anything we could use instead? Something like your red lamp, huh? That's not gonna be easy, but no harm in having a look around. Okay, let me see if I have something that can imitate a red lamp. You barely know all the possibilities. I just like, I like scheduling tweets for the days when when I'm not streaming. So there's something posted there. What I don't like is that you can't schedule a thread, so I can't schedule multiple tweets that actually belong together. Like, that's a little sad. You can't do that apparently. It's a bottle of wine I got from Rachel. The wrapping around this wine bottle is translucent and a deep red color. Huh. This might work. Good thing I'm too lazy to put things in the trash. I take the red wrapping. Yeah, good thing you are too lazy to put stuff in the trash. We're just gonna put that on the lamp and then boom, red light. Da, 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 da. Let me in. Yee-hoo. I found something. Show me what you found. Yeah, hold up. This. I figured you could throw this over the lamp. Well, what do you think? It might work. If you do as you say, it should give just the right kind of light we need. Let's give it a try. Please place it over the lamp. Sounds simple enough. I wonder what would happen to people who play this game now that have never actually seen how pictures got developed some years ago with the red light and everything. There's an oddly shaped light on the wall. Yeah. Let's put it on there. I covered the lamp with the red wrapping. That looks like it'll do the trick. Nice. Time to let Charles see my handiwork. Okay, looks like we're all set to get started. Now we've got the right kind of light, we can begin to develop the photos. Charles, let me do it. Sure if you like, but have you ever done this before? Not even once. Have you done this before? No. But let me do it anyway. Then maybe you should let somebody who knows what they're doing take care of it. But then again, if you really want to try... Alright then. I suppose I could talk you through it. You find a freshly printed film on the workbench next to the toilet. Place it into the liquid filled tray and move it around until the image appears. When you're happy the image is clear enough, remove it from the tray. It's very important you give the paper adequate time in the liquid, not too much though. The timing for taking the photo out is critical. Come on kid, it's not rocket science, is it? I mean, maybe the game is going to make it rocket science though. You were partially right, a toilet is involved. That's true. There's a workbench with stuff for developing photos on it. Okay, let's see. Give me these. This must be the freshly printed film. Okay, let's see. How do I get it out of there? I want to get it out! Ah, Jesus. I was like, how do I remove it? It's enough. Looks like I'm a natural. Nice. Nice to see you again, Frank Raver. I take the photo of Frank. Now I just need to compare this photo to the film. Did you get a clean image, Mr. Hyde? Yeah, piece of cake. Maybe I should change my career. Very good, Mr. Hyde. While you're doing that one, I got some other photos ready. Nice! Maybe you'd like to compare them? Thank you. I take the photo of Tony. I take the photo of Will. We don't actually call him Will, but... it's good to know. Yes, I do. Okay, so what do I do now? Again? Forgot to attempt to compare the photographs of the film. Okay, Jesus, sorry. How do I do that? So, compare it to what? Oh, wait. No, hold on. Maybe look at them first. Look at the watches. No? I mean, you sure are wearing a watch. Okay, no, that's a completely different one. These two? No. That's not the one I want to compare it to. I need the one where there's a guy on it, actually. Oh my god, how long is this film? Oh wait, no. His is a round one. Hold on. His is a round one. We don't want a round one. We want a squarish one. Mr. White, what were you doing up there? Oh my god, it's so this one. Yeah. Bingo. Hold on. There's a camera there with him. Maybe he caught something on film. That settles it. The person on the film was none other than Will White. Now to figure out what the hell he was doing up there on the full floor. Mr. Hyde, how'd it go? I know who the person in the film was. Turns out our mystery star was Will White. Really? Interesting. What do you think he was doing up there, though? I'm afraid I haven't cracked that part yet. Well, I would go and ask him, but I doubt he'd tell you even if you ask nicely. I got to the bottom of this, don't you worry. Okay, I'll leave it to you. I guess I won't be needing this film anymore, might as well return it. Oh, okay. Thanks for showing me this, Charles. I've gotta go. Okay. You're a good guy. You being French is forgiven. So it was Will. I think he and I need to have a frank Q&A session. But he's Will, not Frank. Knock, knock. Nobody's home, huh? The door to room 305 opens. Looks like Mr. White hasn't been home since yesterday. Charles, did you think it would be that simple? What are you on about? Sure, I know you told me that you were looking into him and his activities, but does that mean you're just going to meet up and ask him a couple of questions? For somebody who used to be a detective, I was hoping for a more exciting approach. I can't say I'm not disappointed. Charles, if you've got something to say, just go ahead and say it already. Okay, Mr. Hyde, I will. I believe I know far more about Mr. White and what he gets up to than you do. Why, you say? Well, that's because I've had my eye on him for a while now. You mean you've been watching him? Yes, keeping tabs on his movements. He's rarely home, but there's somebody who visits room 306 on a regular basis. And when he does come home, he goes out again very late at night. I'm almost certain that he's not a real salesman. You need to do a lot more than ask questions if you want to get to the bottom of this. Yeah, what did you have in mind? Torture? Torture? Very funny. I meant you should definitely take a look around in room 306 when he's out. Now might be a good chance to do so. Fancy yourself as a bit of a detective to yourself, do you? Not quite, but two sets of eyes have got to be better than one, right? I suppose you've got a way to get into the locked room too, have you? That's easy. We can use some wire to pick the lock. Way to go, Charles. Outstanding. Maybe a brief stint in jail will help you add authenticity to your story too. We won't get caught, trust me. Charles, stop. Ah. He's a good guy, even he's using other people's toilets in a weird way. No, that was his own. Doing that motion with the mouse? Which one? I'm sorry, which one did you mean? Hello, Charles. What the hell was Dylan doing in there? What on earth were you doing in there? I was just... Oh, scrolling down, yeah. Well, I was just passing by and heard a noise. I knew Mr. White was out, so I was worried. I figured I'd see if I could find out who made the noise by peering through the keyhole. That's what happened, isn't it, Mr. Hyde? Yeah, just like the kid said. When I was just about to take a look, he burst out. He took me completely by surprise. What were you doing in Will White's room, Dylan? Nothing much. I was taking care of something Mr. White asked me to do. You and Mr. White don't get along, though, do you? No. Yeah, you and Mr. White don't get along. And what was that? He asked me to turn the water off while he was out. Turn it off? Why'd he ask you to do that? To prepare to move out, of course. I've got a spare key, so I let myself in. Don't people normally turn the water off last before moving out? Dylan. It's like I just told you, I'm only doing what he asked me to do. Anyway, I have to go now. Dylan looks flustered as he moves away and disappears. Really? It's easy enough to test, just go in and turn on the water, Kyle. I mean, I don't trust this guy for a single second. That was quite a shock. Some quick thinking on your part, though. I'm not proud of it. I've never liked telling lies, that felt horrible. You were about to break into someone's room, but you feel bad about telling a quick lie about it, really? Glad to hear it. Beats being a pathological liar any day of the week. I'm sure it does. Speaking of Dylan, wasn't he acting a bit strange? A bit? He seemed to be unusually panicked. Yeah, not his usual suave self at all. Suave? What is it, Mr. Hyde? The door. It's open. It is? Looks like Dylan fled before locking this thing back up. Guess you won't be breaking into anywhere today, kid. Then now's our chance, Mr. Hyde. Let's go inside. I'd hate to see Charles' definition of a lot. Hold it. We can't both go in. One of us needs to stand guard. If you're both poking around in there and somebody finds us, it's gonna hit the fan. Well, I don't know anything about a fan, but you're right. He doesn't know the saying. Why don't you go inside and I'll stand guard in the hallway? That would work. I've got a good way of alerting you too. If somebody comes by, I'll knock on the door to let you know. If you hear me knocking, try not to make any noise inside the room. When they've gone, I'll knock again. You can continue looking around. Do you think that will work? Suppose it'll have to. So this is Will's room, is it? What kind of fucking... Wow, what kind of room do you have, dude? You have even less furniture than Kyle has. This place is less taste than dry bread. Can't imagine anybody could actually live in here. Okay. Oh. The phone? Damn, this is a bad time for the phone to ring. Beep. A threatening voice sounds out from the phone. Guess you're not there, so I'll just relay this message. The goods have been obtained in the same way as usual, and the money's on the usual place. What the fuck? What the hell was that about? The fuck? The front page of an old newspaper is lying on the table. Wait a minute. It looks like the page has a section missing. The date reads December 1955. 55? I could be mistaken, but... The piece that's been cut from this paper, it looks like it could be the article about my dad that got in the second order sheet. that I got in the second order sheet. Opa. I can't read today. I take a newspaper front page with a section missing. Okay, what's this? There's a black case on a table. The case is locked and there's no getting in. I can't see a keyhole on this thing. Instead, there seems to be a kind of round indentation. How the hell do you get this thing open? Oh! I hear the sound of somebody knocking on the door. It's a signal. Okay. Not moving. Oh, those footsteps are really loud. Oh, fascinating. Okay, we're safe. Okay, all clear to keep looking. Whew! Okay, ooh, this one is open. Let's take a look in the closet. Oh, a safe! There's a safety deposit box at the bottom of the closet. Now this is quite a find. What am I gonna find inside this thing? Oh. I don't know, I don't have any numbers, thank you. If only I knew the combination for it. Yeah, we're gonna find it, don't worry. Alright, what's in here? I don't know what's in this side. The door's slightly open. I bet there's something interesting in here. Best not to get my hopes up though. Wow, it's just a bunch of jackets. A smart grey jacket. Not really my style, but I'll take a look in the pockets anyway. What's this? There's something inside. Looks like some sort of magnetic key. Take the magnetic key. Maybe if I use this key on the case. Maybe it's something magnetic, yeah. Let's see. If Kyle was a D&D character, he would most definitely be chaotic good. He's good, he actively tries to do good, but he's most definitely not awful. He is not. No. If you want to get this thing open... Oh yeah, hold on. You actually used the magnetic key on it? Okay, here goes. I used the magnetic key to open the case. Bingo. Ooh. There's a notebook inside the case. It has a black leather cover that's old and worn. There's something written in it. You find information on the item on the right of the 3rd floor display case. The guards change at 10 PM and the alarm bell on the door is an old type. What the hell is this about? We'll communicate using the usual means. Check the mirror. Check the mirror. What's he gonna see there? His reflection? There's a letter set inside the case. This isn't the first time I've seen this. It's exactly the same letter set used for the order sheet. Ooh. I take the letter set. Does this mean he's a sender though? I mean, anyone could have written it on a typewriter. Inside the case is a single lens reflex camera. It's a camera. Strange, it's much lighter than I thought it would be. Now I see. This thing's just a toy. When I shake it, I can hear something rattle around inside. Why would you shake it, though? Like, oh, it could be a toy. Immediately goes to shake it. Hello, TK. What is lawful says attorney characters are around -10. There's a mirror hanging above the wash basin. It has a few dirty marks on it that look like fingerprints. Huh. Why are the sink and its surroundings so clean, yet the surface of the mirror is dirty? Time for me to give the mirror a closer look. Aha! There. Okay, turn it off. 6 and 6, 4 from 4. Like what you see, Kyle? I know I do. 6 and 6, 4 from 4. Let's see if that is the correct one. Yeah! Tries his best to be most of the time, unless he thinks not doing so is generally for the greater good. Yeah, Gumshoe is pretty good. It's open. There's a passport in it and money. There's a passport inside the safety deposit box. What have I got here? Mcgrath Will. It looks like Will's passport. The passport is in the name of Will Mcgrath. Hang on. Mcgrath? So Will's show name is the same as the manager of the hotels. Oh. Oh, fuck. Not again. Guess I better keep the noise down. Okay, no moving. Dylan didn't turn off the water as expected. You're right! I completely forgot about the water already. I was just standing there like, oh, these look like the numbers I need for the save. All clear to keep looking. Alright, let's see. Seems there's something inside the camera. Oh, do I put in your birthday? What the? Am I supposed to put a date in here? Oof. How do I... Oh wait, that was the wrong way around. No? Oh! What is this? That did it. What's this? Michael Mcgrath. Me man, he's such a turn that he expected the water to be... That's pretty tattered, but it looks like it was a postcard. Also, I can make out a signature on the edge. Michael Mcgrath. Wasn't he... I take the torn postcard. Why on earth would anyone want to stuff half a postcard from the hotel manager into this toy camera? I suddenly get a hint of a presence other than my own. Oh. But it's already too late. I feel the muzzle of a gun pressed up against my back. There's nothing I can do other than stay still in amazement. I hear a cold voice from behind me say, "What are you doing here?" Just having a look at your room, do you mind? I need to find out exactly who you are. What were you looking up? What were you looking for in here? Speak up. If you want me to talk, how about putting the piece down? I'm a reasonable man, sure, why not? The pressure on my back disappears. How'd you get in here? Dylan! The door was open, so I just came in. You're going to have to do better than that. Unless, of course, you want me to put a bullet in you. It's the truth, this place was already open. Dylan left it that way after he came out. Dylan? What the hell? He said you'd ask him to take care of something in here before moving out. He used a spare key to get in. But being the numbskull he is, he left without looking up. Funny, I don't remember asking him to take care of anything. Maybe not, but it doesn't change the fact he was in here. If you don't believe me, take a trip down the hall and ask Charles. He saw too. He'll tell you exactly what I just did. Let's assume I believe you. For now, anyway. Maybe Dylan was... Was what? No, that can wait. The more pressing issue is what to do about you. I think I have you answer a few more questions. Let's start with what you did while you were sneaking around in here. You've twisted my arm. You sure you want me to say it all out loud, though? I mean, I think I've just about pieced it all together, your secrets and such. Don't kid yourself, there's no way you know what I've been doing here. Are you sure? What? Nice try, I'm onto you. Oh, you are you? Well then let's just see how much you think you know, shall we? For starters, I know what your real job is. You've been earning a pretty penny too, by all accounts. And what is it you think I've been doing to earn all this money? I know plenty more than that. I know all about the lies and deceit too. Oh, and just what do you think I've been lying about? Simple. You faked your identity. What? I've got your number. You've got nothing, that's what. You don't have the first clue who I am, do I? Alright, let's start with this one. Where'd the banknotes come from? Banknotes? And where did you come across something like that? You know damn well. In the safety deposit box. I looked in the safety deposit box. You did what? You opened the safety deposit box in my closet? I never mentioned that I was in a closet. You gave me that. Like, I mean, I know, but technically you gave that information just now. Yeah, what's the matter? Surprised I got into it? There's no way you could have got the thing open. The only person who could possibly open it is me or the intended recipient. Alright. Your real name is Will Mcgrath. Ridiculous. You already know my name. Come on, do you take me for an idiot? No, your name's Will Mcgrath. Can you actually hear yourself? Have you got any proof to back up your outrageous claims? Okay. I mean, I have your passport if that's what you want. Completely out there, but I like how Will's name William is Will.I.am spelled out, and that's the only part of his name that was actually true. Isn't one of the guys from the Black Eyed Peas, isn't that his stage name, Will.I.am? Because I remember I saw a post about it so many years ago that was like, oh, he was on some kind of French TV show and they translated his stage name Will.I.am to French, so it was Je suis Will or something. You have no idea, you're not much of a music person. That is valid. I just know because of that one post that was about him being on a French TV show. Take a look at this. Look at this graph. That's my... Right, that's your passport. So will you admit it now? Will Mcgrath, that's your real name after all. It is, well done. That's me, Will Mcgrath. So what are you trying to trade? What are you trying to trade? I'm sorry. What are you trading in exchange for the banknotes? It must be something fairly significant for the price you've been paid. Save your breath, I've had enough of your damn prying. It's not gonna be your day then, my prank's just getting started. You've been pretending to live here in this apartment, but your real job means you have to creep around secretly at night, am I wrong? You'd be wise not to cross me any further. You started this conversation, remember? Maybe it's going to take a bullet to shut you up after all. Yeah, I'll take a rain check on that. Besides, I doubt you've got the balls to shoot me right here in this place. That's what you think, is it? Think about it. If you shoot me here, how long is it going to take the other residents to come running? And I'm sure you aren't looking for any more publicity. Brave words for someone in your position. So anyway, now I've blown your cover, Mr. Mcgrath. What to do about it? Luckily for you, I'm not gonna rat you out to the police. If you must know, I only snuck in here to find out something I've been investigating in the hope of unveiling the truth. And I think you can shed some light on it. I see. Well, Mr. Hyde, would you care to share it with me? What exactly are you looking for? What do you mean by truth? That's easy. I want to know about 25 years ago. Once I found out you were Will Mcgrath, I realized that you were connected to the murder that happened 13 years ago. Me, connected to a murder. And how do you figure that? Because you're the victim's son. I'm afraid not. The victim of the murder 13 years ago, Kathy Mcgrath, was the manager's wife. Mcgrath's a common enough name. Just because we share it doesn't mean I'm related. You seem to enjoy jumping to conclusions. There's no jumping here, it's all based on evidence I have. If that's the case, please show me. Oh yeah, sure. It says right here. Take a look at this. I opened up the toy camera inside your case. The postcard I found inside bore the name Michael Mcgrath. The same name as the husband of the victim Kathy 13 years ago. He was the manager of the hotel at the time. Why have you been hiding it? Now that you've shown me this, I suppose there's no sense in denying it. You're right, Mr. Hyde. I am her son. Kathy Mcgrath, the victim of the murder 13 years ago, was my mother. It all makes sense now. Damn, I never have you guessed you were related to the victim. No use in keeping quiet now. You may as well talk. What do you want me to say? Tell me everything. I want to hear exactly what you hope to gain from all this. I've absolutely no idea what you're saying. I live here under false name, I'll grant you that. I'm a guy who does a job I'd rather the other tenants didn't know about. The same guy whose mother was murdered in the past. How's that for the truth? So, now you know everything. What do you have to say? Wow, that was almost half convincing. You think I was born yesterday? There's no way in hell you've told me everything. Oh. Last chance, spill it. What have you been doing in this building? What were you trying to gain by using me? Time for you to cut the bull and tell me the truth. Why are you living here in this building? What are you up to? Nothing, I'm just a tenant. I'm living here just like you are. Doubt. You expect me to believe that? You're looking for the culprit. The what? The case surrounding your mother's murder was never solved, so you're here trying to find out who the culprit is. Maybe I am, what of it? Some of what you're saying is close to the truth, but you're not quite on the money. Mr. Mcgrath, do not get cryptic with me. I'm not searching for my mother's murderer. I decided to live here after I found out who did it. What? Mr. Hyde, you and I have shared very similar experiences. Both of us have had a parent murdered. Your father was killed 25 years ago and my mother 13 years ago. Both cases remain unsolved. What are you getting at? However, though our paths are distinctly similar, we have adopted very different approaches. You were once a detective, yet you chose not to look into your father's case. You're even living in a place that may still be able to shed light on things, but do nothing. You're not even trying to find out the truth. And that's the reason I'm so angered by you. And the reason I chose to point you in the right direction. So what you're saying is the order sheet was your doing? Are you for real? Damn, yeah. So the order sheet was your doing? That would be telling. Come on, you told me this much. No sense in stopping here. Which direction were you trying to point me in? It's simple. And what did you mean with what you said just now? You said we had distinctly different approaches to our respective past. Tell me what you meant by that. It's all about something that I possess but you don't. A burning desire to get even with the person who was responsible. I'll not rest until the person responsible for my mother's death has been made to pay. And since the justice system has failed in its attempt, I must get revenge. Oh. Okay. What kind of revenge do you want? What kind of revenge are you planning? Wouldn't you like to know? What a boy. Pitiful. Just pitiful. Now, Mr. Hyde, that hurts. So you're just gonna use me to get your revenge and I've been none the wiser? I mean, you knew what I did on the side, so you sent me the order sheet, right? I found all the evidence I need to pin it on you in this very room. And what evidence might that be? The letter set? Here's your evidence. It was you, wasn't it? You sent me the order sheet. Congratulations, Mr. Hyde. I mean, it was kind of obvious. There's only so many people who have this exact set of paper. What kind of wrench are you actually, the newspaper color would have been more telling, though. Because Miss Patra said that you can just buy it at the corner store. But it worked, so it's fine. What kind of revenge are you planning? I want her to own up to her crimes and show me how repentant she is. Do it yourself. Don't involve me in your dirty work. You still don't get it, do you? It's so much more fun to have somebody else do it. You're a sick man. Spare me your moral posturing. You took the order willingly. No doubt you've been having the time of your life roving around the building, reliving your glory days. And it didn't take you long to realize something either. You realized that if you found a Scarlet Star that went missing 25 years ago, you'd be able to uncover the truth behind your own father's murder too. And how the hell did you know about that? What interest could you possibly have in my dad's murder? I heard about it, the incident from 25 years ago. Thank you for the pat. Somebody working in the hotel at the time told me. Who told you? Are you referring to your own dad? Also, thank you for the hide your time. Just a second. Michael Mcgrath, your father, he told you, didn't he? Yes, that's right. My father told me the truth before he passed away 3 years ago. He helped me understand exactly what happened on that day 25 years ago. Who? So, who killed her? So, who killed Kathy? The main person responsible is already dead, but their accomplice is still around. Their accomplice? Are you referring to... Yeah, it's definitely Mary. It's definitely... Oh, Murray. It's definitely Murray. Are you referring to Miss Patras? Right, first time. I moved in here in order to be in a position to take my revenge on her. I originally intended to crush her throat with my bare hands, excuse me. But then something appeared and got in the way of my plan. What? You just admitted to wanting to murder someone with your own 2 hands. What happened 25 years ago? A safe was broken into on the premises of Hotel Cape West. The item stolen was known as the Scarlet Star. The person who stole it was your father. Excuse me? What? Huh? What got in the way of your plan? I learned that my mother's murder was triggered by the incident 25 years ago, and I learned that that was due to the involvement of an organized crime syndicate. A crime syndicate. Yes, and not just any, one that you're very familiar with. None other than Nile. Oh, Nile again. What did you just say? Nile were involved? They were indeed. How the hell do they come into what went on here? That's something I can help you with, I'm afraid. All I know is that the involvement in the incident complicated matters. It's true. My father died 3 years ago, right after telling me everything he knew. It was the first time I was able to see the entire picture. So you didn't know before then? No, my father and I never really saw eye to eye. I left home as soon as I could. After that, the only time I met my father was at my mother's funeral. Later, he collapsed due to an illness, and the next time I saw him, he was dying. I hadn't seen him in 10 years. He was in a weakened state and in need of my support. Before he drew his final breath, he spoke to me. He told me he was sorry and that he had something he needed to say to me. He went on to inform me that a man called George Patras had killed my brother. There was no evidence, but he knew for a fact it was him. Is he seriously trying to tell me that Mac's husband killed Kathy Mcgrath? He then thrust a torn old postcard into my hands and told me something else. That everything started 25 years ago when the Scarlet Star disappeared. This is the last thing he said. There was a man who stole the Scarlet Star from the hotel safe 25 years ago. He tried to tell me the name of the safecracker. He struggled to speak the words, but never made it. His final breath had been exhaled. He died a wretched and lonely old man. It wasn't the way he wanted to go. I mean, Okay. What happened then? After spending the time to look after my dying father, I had a sudden change of heart. Although previously I hadn't really cared for him, these new emotions changed that. Almost without noticing, I was clasping his cold, lifeless hand and making a promise. I promised I'd get to grips with the truth he imparted with me. Get to grips with? Yes, I'd found out everything and bring it to light. Make sure that all the circumstances surrounding my mother's death are unknown. I used the partial hints that my father left me with and started to piece it together. I researched the building, the key players, and I learned that George Pattis was already dead, but that didn't deter me. I had to refocus my efforts on his widow, who had turned the hotel into apartments. Once I had uncovered that information, things got really interesting. I learned that the son of the person who cracked the safe 25 years ago lived there too. How did you make the connection? How did you know the person who cracked the safe was my dad? Do you really want to know? Well, here goes. The reason I knew was that he was in the same business as I am. I have my own very thorough means of finding out things like that. And that's what you used to determine Niall's involvement too, right? Precisely. It also proved useful when it helped me to learn about the jobs you did behind the scenes. My methods were infallible. Chris Hyde's son lived in this very building, oblivious to the events of the past. It was priceless, but made me think. I had to find a way to make you start looking into things. And that's when you decided to send the order sheet. Right again. But it seems I underestimated you. Before you unearthed the truth behind Miss Petros and the Scarlet Star, you discovered the truth behind me. Didn't you think it was bound to happen? What will you do now? It may sound a little boring, but nothing. You found me out so easily after all. If I attempt to delve any further, I fully expect Niall to come knocking on my door. Niall? Yes, they've clearly left a mark on this building. If I even so much as try to uncover the facts behind the operation, I'm a dead man. Please don't misunderstand, Mr. Hyde. I'd like nothing more than to make them pay. But I realize the consequences, and I think it's time for me to release my grip. And you can live with that, can you? Certainly. As long as I'm alive, there's always a chance I can know the truth someday. That's the promise I made to my father. But for the time being, I value my life above all else. I see. The real question is, what are you going to do now? As long as that order remains valid, I'll do what I always do and track the item down. And answered it as you cried. It's my job after all, and the reward that waits for me at the end is more than enough to keep me going. As it should be. In any case, take this. Strange time to be giving gifts, wouldn't you say? The torn postcard. Thanks, bro. One more thing I forgot to mention. When my father thrust this into my hands, he told me that this was a vital clue to discovering the Scarlet Star. And that, Mr. Hyde, is all I can tell you. Will leaves the room. I like that this entire conversation started off with him holding a gun to my head. Like, how did he pass by Charles? Huh? Oh, hey. Is everything okay, Mr. Hyde? Yeah, just peachy. I was worried for a moment. You took the words right out of my mouth, kid. Did you manage to get away okay? Yes, just about. He came back while I was keeping watch. I didn't want him to see me, so I quickly made my way back to my room. Sorry. Don't worry, I was quick thinking. Besides, it's not like I could have hidden in his room. I guess you're right. I found out some useful information, though. You know the murder victim from 30 years ago? Turns out it was her son. He is? He's not planning on coming back anytime soon, either. It's probably best if you just forget all about him. He's not the kind of guy you should be associating with in any case. I see. Thanks for the advice. I'll steer well clear of him. You better. Charles moves away. So I finally discovered who sent me that order sheet. It was Will White. And now I've guessed that he would have been behind it. Would have been it. All I can think about is finding the truth behind what happened 25 years ago. I think I know what I need to do. I think it's time I get my thoughts about all that's happened. So almost 2 hours for one chapter. Yeah, we're definitely not finishing this game today. December 25th. Tony came to my room and gave me Rex's notebook. Written inside was a reference to Condon, a man called Jack Green. It said that they had both disappeared in 1967. Rachel kindly looked into the name Jack Green and found out that he was a reporter. Right. Jack Green worked as a reporter for a publication called Los Angeles Beat. Rachel discovered that he had unearthed certain truths about Condor and had been murdered before he could unveil it all publicly. After returning Sydney's record to him, we had a chat. This led me to want to talk to Max regarding her late husband. Her husband, who was killed 30 years ago, went by the name of George Mcgrath. Right. Max's husband's name was... Oh, never mind. Wrong guy. George Patris. He was a proprietor of several successful eateries around town. Max went on to explain that he was killed during a robbery that took place 30 years ago. Once Max and I had concluded our business, Rachel contacted my pager. I got her on the phone and looked into the photos from the album on the 4th floor. I made the startling discovery of a certain person in one of the photos. That person was Max. Right. It was none other than Max I discovered in one of the photos. It wasn't a photo showing a partied-up Scarlet Star. In it, she was wearing the necklace she still wears today. She looked a lot younger in that picture. From a photo in the 8mm film that Charles showed me, we noticed that Will White from room 306 appeared in both. Charles agreed to help me when I decided to go and get a closer look at his room. Thanks to the contents of the safety deposit box and the postcard inside the camera, I was able to discern a certain truth about Will. What was it I found out? That he was using a false name. I found out that his real name was Will Mcgrath. Turns out he's the son of the late manager of Hotel Cape West, Michael Mcgrath. The postcard and passport I uncovered inside his room proved it. After Will returned to his room, I put him on the spot to get some straight answers. He confessed to having been the one behind the mysterious order short I'd received. He went on to explain that the reason he sent it to me was because he wanted to avenge his mother's death. The reason he sent me the order sheet, it was because he didn't want his mother's murder to remain unpunished. He also shared a new startling revelation with me about 20... Oh my god, I'm so sorry. I think my brain stopped for a second. 25 years ago. The person who snuck into Hotel Cape West with the intention of cracking the safe and stealing the Scarlet Star was my dad. I could only stare dumbly at Will when he told me. The truth that Will shared with me didn't reveal everything, but at least another of this building's mysteries has come to light. Why am I so keen on uncovering the truth behind what took place here 25 years ago? Thanks to him, I now have an outline that puts things into better perspective. Now I know for certain if I search for the Scarlet Star, I will also find out the truth behind my dad's murder. In addition to those, I've also begun to consider something. That there's even more to this whole mystery than meets the eye. I have to uncover it all. This is one heck of a trip, that's for sure. I think I almost fell asleep for a second there, like straight up. Oh my god. Jesus. Oh god. Alright, let's see how far we can get in chapter 9. Maybe early stop for more sleep? No, we're gonna see what we can do some more. It's fine. Summer 26. Person from the past. Chapter 9, December 26, 1980. Yeehaw, partner! December 26, today's the last Friday of the year. I didn't sleep very well at all last night. I get up early in the morning. Thank you for the posture check. I head straight to the bathroom and take a refreshing cold shower. That goes a little way towards clearing my head. After the shock of what that guy told me last night, I've managed to calm down a bit. I leave the bathroom and take the towel I'd hung up on my shoulder to dry my wet hair. I squat down in front of my speakers and take a record off the shelf. I mount the record on a turntable, and when I switch the play on, the record starts to spin. I place the needle carefully onto the top. The gentle, solemn sounds of a saxophone start drifting from the speakers. I move myself over to the bed, sit on the edge, and listen to the melody. That solemn sound that only a saxophone can deliver. For some reason, it makes my mind spring back to the words Will uttered to me last night. All I'm after now is the truth behind what happened 25 years ago. Then it dawns on me. The only one who can truly uncover all that happened is me. At that precise moment, I notice that the turntable has come to a halt. The melody that had kept me in a trance has ended. I throw on some clothes. But you were already wearing some clothes just now. The fuck? Huh? I get through 2 cups of black coffee as I lounge on the sofa. I suppose I better let Rachel in on what happened last night. I finish mulling things over and haul myself off the sofa. Alright. Let's give our favorite receptionist a call then. He was in his thinking clothes. Mr. Hyde, can we talk? Huh? Sounds like Dylan. What the hell does he want with me now? I don't want to talk to you. Oh wait, I can just click the button. Hi. Dylan. Good morning. What do you want? Well, I've been so anxious to hear the next installment from last night. The next installment. Start making some sense or get out of here. You know, after you met me in front of room 306, what happened next? You met up with Mr. White, didn't you? Yeah, that's right. So are you going to tell me what you were so keen to talk to him about? No, it's got nothing to do with you. But I really want to know. Well, yeah, you're a fucker though. Come on, you can tell me. Listen, Dylan, why the hell are you so keen to know anyway? Well, that's simple. I'm curious. No, you're just annoying. Curious, yeah, right. Huh? Spit it out, Dylan. You worry about what was said, aren't you? That's why you're here, to get me to tell you precisely what we talked about. Ow! That's crazy. I told you, I'm just curious. And you expect me to believe that? Yes, because it's the truth. Mm-hmm. Huh? Hey! Here you are, Dylan. I've been looking for you. Miss Petrus, what can I do for you? Actually, it's about Mr. White in room 306. He has a favor to ask you. Miss Petrus. Oh, hello there, Mr. Hyde. Are you having a good morning? Oh, yeah, absolutely. I'm having a great morning. What does Mr. White want? He called me only a moment ago and asked. He's not coming back to this building, you see, so he asked if Dylan could remove his remaining things. Miss Petrus? Does that mean he's officially vacated his room? Yes, it would seem so. He was due to move out next week, but he told me something urgent had suddenly arisen. That's what he called me to say. But he seemed quite keen to get the message to you, Dylan. I'd like you to clear up the remainder of Mr. White's things and furniture. Also, please take care of any repairs and such that need doing. No problem. I better get started. Catch you later. Yeah, you better go. Dylan hastily makes his exit. I'm sure there'll be plenty more to be done as we draw closer to next week. It's going to be far busier than usual around here, that's for sure. And all of that around the new year. Have you finalized your moving arrangements yet, Mr. Hyde? Please feel free to let me know as soon as you have. Sure, I'll tell you once it's all been sorted. I appreciate that you're busy with numerous other things, but please be sure to let me know what you're planning at your earliest convenience. I have to be sure everything has been accounted for before this place ceases to be. Don't sweat it, I'll let you know in good time. I've got some unfinished business to take care of first though. Oh, such as what? I have to find something. Find something? Did you lose something during your stay here? Well, something I lost alright, but it wasn't mine. But the fact remains, if it's gonna be found, I need to be the one to find it. Can you share with me what it is you're looking for? Listen, Miss Petrus, there's actually something I need to ask you about the thing I'm looking for. You need to ask me? Yes. Can you spare a few minutes? I'm not sure I want to, Mr. Hyde. You're acting very oddly indeed. What are you plotting? Don't worry, I've got no nasty surprises in store for you, just a couple of questions. It's pretty important to me, so I'd be grateful if you could spare some time. There's no use hiding it, Mr. Hyde. I've already heard from Dylan. What? I know what you've been up to. Well, according to Dylan, I could have been up to a great many things. I don't trust whatever that guy's saying. What's Dylan been saying? He told me that he used to be a detective and that, although he doesn't know why, you've been snooping around on the 4th floor. He told you that, did he? Now listen to me, Mr. Hyde. I don't know what your purpose is or what you're looking for, and I have no intention of making you tell me. All I want is to leave this place quietly and peacefully. That's why I'm going to ask you nicely. I've been honest with you up until now and have answered all your questions. I think I've been more than helpful to you, but please refrain from asking me anything further. I have nothing more to say to you. That's not true. You've got plenty to say and don't try to deny it. I'm telling you, I haven't. Even if you have nothing to say to me, trust me, I've got plenty to say to you. I've got questions to ask and things to tell you. Things to tell me, and what kind of things might they be? So you're listening now. I have a message from a member of Kathy Mcgrath's family. I beg your pardon, but I'm sure you're not interested. That's right, I'm not. Okay, Mr. Hyde, I give in. I can spare some time to talk with you. I'll fit in with you, just let me know when's good. Shall we say this afternoon at 4 in my room? It's a date. Okay, I'll expect you then. Max leaves. 4 p.m. in Max's room, huh? I better make a note of that. Wouldn't want to be late. Dylan is a chicken head. He really is. He's like, oh shit. It's a phone. It's probably yours. Is it coming from my room? Probably. I wouldn't be surprised. Hello. Hey, Rachel. Morning, sweetie. Good news. What is it? You see after you've heard this voice. I'll pass you over. Oh! Hey! Hi, it's Ed here. Ed? Why so surprised? It's just Rachel told me you wouldn't be out until the weekend. Yeah, well, that's what they told me at first. But I can't stand that damn place. Besides, I figured there's no way you and Rachel will last 5 minutes on your own. So I blew the dog's mind by making a miraculous recovery. Did you just escape from the hospital? Or did you get some favors in with people who work there? Lucky for you, huh? Well, I'll tell you this for free. We're not so done that we can't take care of the place without you, you know. If my phone rang this often, I go insane. I mean, I don't have a house phone. I only have my mobile phone, my cell phone. And that thing does not do a single peep. The only time it actually does a sound is when it's for my alarm. I don't have that thing on. There's no sound to it. If you try to call me, I will have the vibration on, sure, but there's no sound. I don't even know what sound is in there. Like, you know, when you buy them new, obviously there's some sound put in, but I turn all of that off. I hate it when they make a sound. I hate it. You don't have the first idea about how this place runs. If I left it to you two, I'd be out of business in no time. Especially with a lazy bum like you in charge. Anyway, it's all thanks to you, Hyde. I was so worried about how this place would work without me, I couldn't even die in peace. Yeah, well, glad you're still in the land of the living, Ed. Not exactly the greeting I was expecting, but hey. It's good to hear your voice. Now's not the time to start getting all soft, okay? How's the search for that item coming along? I know who sent me the order sheet. Turns out he's been living here under a false name. He's the son of Kathy Mcgrath, who was murdered here 30 years ago. Related to the victim, huh? But that doesn't explain how he knew what you got up to behind the scenes. His name's Will Mcgrath. By day he pretends to be a salesman, but actually he's a lone thief. He claims he has contacts that can provide him with all sorts of information. He even knew about my dad. Impressive. What did he know about him? He said that Dad broke into Hotel Cape West 25 years ago with the intention of stealing the Scarlet Star. He what? This is what he told me. The incident 13 years ago and the one 25 years ago, he said they're both connected to Nile. But why did he send the order to you? He said he wanted to try and encourage me to take an interest in those incidents. He found it hard to believe that I wasn't looking into the truth behind Dad's death. Go on. Before he left, he gave me a clue to help me find the Scarlet Star. So where does it leave you now, Hyde? I'm gonna find out the truth behind what happened 25 years ago. To do that, I need to continue looking for the missing item. Once I find the Scarlet Star, I have to deliver it to complete the order. Then I claim my reward of the truth of 25 years ago. I see. Then do what you gotta do and keep searching. And don't stop until you've uncovered everything. That's the plan. I'm gonna pass you back to Rachel. Yeah, you do that. You do that because if I have to keep doing your voice, I will cry. Hello? Rachel, keep an eye on him and don't let him push himself too hard. I've got to concentrate on finding this item, so I'll leave that to you. Sure thing, Cal. Before you go, I've got an update for you. You asked me to get a hold of the last article written by Jack Green. Well, I managed to get it for you. What did it say? It's titled The Truth Behind Condor. It was meant to be an ongoing piece, but ended after the first part was published. At the end of the article, the following appears. There's a gigantic void behind the organized crime syndicate known as Condor. Condor has managed to evade justice, thwart police investigations, and successfully sell their stolen wares, but it seems unlikely that the group could have accomplished any of this with no outside assistance. There's no doubt in this writer's mind that an as yet undisclosed force has been operating in the shadows behind Condor. Without this force, Condor would not exist. The next part of this article will expose the identity of this shadowy force. And that's where the article stops. A force operating in the shadows behind Condor. Nile! I take it you've heard about recent jewelry thefts, right? Yeah, there's even been some near here. The series of thefts seem to bear all the marks of those carried out by Condor. So they say. There's going to be a TV news special showcasing the recent ones on at 11. I see. Thanks. Anyway, that's all I can offer you for now. I'll be in touch if I find out more. I know what we're going to be doing. A new show about the thefts resembling those of Condor. Sounds like the kind of thing I should watch. And would you look at that? It is immediately 11 p.m. Perfect timing. Where's my TV? Here. I suppose I better switch on the news. There's an old cartoon on, Pinky Rabbit. That takes me back, I used to love this guy. Yeah. It's time for 5 News. Today we examine the recent spate of jewelry robberies occurring all over the city. A store owner has provided us with an interesting eyewitness account. Who is this mysterious woman that appears on the scene before every robbery? 5 News, as always, is hot on the heels of any lead. The day before the robbery occurred, a woman that I had never seen before entered the shop. I assumed she was just a customer, but she didn't seem to be interested in the items, and just wandered around the shop looking around. I couldn't see her face due to the black hat and sunglasses she wore. Whoa, a black hat and sunglasses. There was one other distinguishing feature. She wore a ring. Yes, a diamond ring. It was very noticeable. The diamond was flanked on both sides by rubies. A diamond ring. It was unmistakable, but we thought she was one of our richer customers, so we paid it no heed. Here we have an artist's rendering of the mystery woman. The most obvious features are the wide-brimmed black hat and large sunglasses. She is also wearing a distinctive diamond ring. A woman. There are reports of the same woman appearing at the other robbed stores. Could this woman be the key to solving these cases? The LAPD are making her arrest a top priority. This is Robert Harrison for 5 News signing off. Where have we seen that before? The woman in the hat who appears before a theft. I'm sure that's the same one that I passed just outside this building. The diamond ring too, there's something about it. Surely she couldn't be... Da-dun, da-dun. Oh. I hear the sound of a door close from somewhere nearby. Is that? I can hear the sound of footsteps. It sounds like somebody's coming. Let's hope she hasn't seen the news. Tony! Hey, hi, you're just in time. In time for what? Did you notice anybody come up here just now? No, I didn't see anyone. Seriously? I could have sworn somebody did. That's pretty weird. Hey. Did you see somebody? Yeah, I sure did. It was a woman. That woman? Which woman? The woman from the beginning of the game, dude. You know, that woman. Which woman would that be, Tony? You know, that woman. The one who was hanging around by the door last week with the hat. Her. Her. The one I got a little animation of her walking. That's who I saw coming in here just now. You sure it was her you saw? Positive. Not that it matters now, I've lost her. One thing's for sure though, she went up the stairs just ahead of me. You sure you didn't see anything at all? Not a thing. Then she just disappeared. Anyway, I don't have time to waste on this. I better split. Bye! The woman in the hat. Maybe it's who I think it is after all. But why is she involved? I mean, there's only so many women with a diamond ring who have any doors close by that they could have vanished into after getting up the stairs. Knock, knock. Who's there? I hear Marie's voice ring out from inside her room. It's me, Kyle. Ah, Mr. Hyde. Open the door, we need to talk. Hold on, I'll be right there. Yes. What can I do for you? How did your insurance claim go? I've had something on my mind since we last spoke. How did your insurance claim go? My insurance claim? Yeah, I just really wanted to know. I've been curious about Rex too. Has he been bothering you at all lately? Are you worried about me, Mr. Hyde? Yeah, kind of. Well, in that case, you better come in then. I don't think I want to do that. I do not feel safe in there with you. Okay. I must thank you, Mr. Hyde. Thank you for caring enough to come and ask how I'm doing. Yeah, just felt like the right thing to do. Didn't want to leave without knowing, you know? Quite a gentleman all of a sudden. Well, anyway, how's the moving preparation going? It's going well. So far, so good. I'm thinking about throwing most of the stuff out. I see. Does that mean the insurance money has come in as planned? It has, yes. Actually, just this morning the company called to tell me that they pay out. Ooh. It's a really big weight off my mind. So Rex's investigation is closed? I don't know. I haven't heard anything regarding the results. But the insurance company has already said they'll be paying out, so I guess it's okay. As long as you don't have an actual piece of paper that will tell you that this is the case, I wouldn't trust what anyone says over the phone, by the way. Like, generally. Because, you know, people can say a bunch of stuff over the phone and then be like, oh, I never said that, and you don't have any proof, so... So it would seem. Is something the matter, Mr. Hyde? It just strikes me as odd. What does? Well, if the insurance company is happy to pay you the money, then that must mean that Rex's investigation painted you in a positive light, which just seems strange to me. You think it's strange that they agreed to pay me? Yeah, kind of. He's on the payroll and his services don't come cheap. Typically, cases that he looks into go badly for the people trying to claim. Really? I didn't know that. Listen, Marie, you wouldn't be hiding anything from me, would you? What are you implying, Mr. Hyde? I thought we agreed that I told you everything. Do you by any chance own a big pair of sunglasses and an even bigger hat? I'm not so sure it really was everything, though. In particular, the part about the woman in the hat. What? Huh? Someone's at the door. Back in a moment. Oh, hey. Ah. Rex. Well, if it is next Detective Hyde, what are you doing here? I could ask you the same thing. We both know I don't need to answer your questions. I'm here to see Marie, not you. Me? What do you want with me? I'd like to know exactly what you did. This morning, the insurance company told me to cease my investigation into you. They what? And now I'd like to know why. I'm not leaving here until you tell me. What makes you think I'd know? You know, alright, I'm sure of it. I want to know exactly how you managed to squirm your way out of this one. Maybe I should tell you what I think happened, and you don't want that. Don't tell me exactly how you got the company to drop the investigation. I'm sure it'll provide some entertainment for Mr. Hyde here too. Marie. Mr. Hyde, Hey, where are you going? Stop. Marie makes for the door and escapes. Marie. Weren't you standing in the door frame going, oh, I'm not leaving until I know? Why wouldn't you stop her? Why didn't you stop her? You like taller, bigger than her? Dude, Hyde, I'm not sure what brought you here today, but before you two start planning a wedding, there are a few things you might want to know first. Oh, I know a bunch of things. Also, why do you think I'm trying to romance literally every lady in this game? I leave the room and go after Marie. Oh, that's the elevator. That sounds like the elevator. That is not the way to the elevator. Wouldn't taking the stairs be faster though? Which way did... Looks like it stopped at the roof. The roof? Alright. Get up there. Marie! There's a heap of old furniture and junk blocking the door to the roof. No way I'm getting through here. Them's the brakes, I guess. Are you kidding me? Well, I'm sure that I'm wasting time. You stay up there, Marie. I'm coming. Just give me a minute. Or 2 or 3. Roof. I pushed the button for the roof. Where's Marie got to? There she is with her pink jacket. I would see you absolutely anywhere. You can run, but you can't hide, Marie. But Marie... Marie. Who the fuck goes up towards the roof? Like, if you actually wanted to escape, wouldn't you run out on the street so you'd have literally everywhere to go to? Why do you run out like that? I was scared of him. Scared of him? Why? Because... What does he have on you? I don't know. Come on, Marie, tell me. I'm sorry, Mr. Hyde, I can't. I've been keeping something from you. What? I just can't bring myself to tell you. I just can't. Please, Mr. Hyde, just leave me alone. I am going to have you tell me whether you want to or not. I'm going to find some dirt on you in your room, and then you're going to talk. I swear. I swear on my mum. My mum with an, I don't know, Scottish accent, whatever. Probably shouldn't just go right in, but I've got no choice if I'm gonna get through to Mary. Let's fucking go! Alright, 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 alright. Are you robbing banks in your free time? By any chance? It looks like there's a box on top of the closet. It's too high for me to reach though. Are you kidding me? Wait. Do you have anything here I can step onto? Wait, do you have anything in the closet itself? She should have known she couldn't hide because Kyle is the master of hiding. I'm surprised we haven't made a hide joke for this game so far. So congrats. I think I have a poke around in the closet. None of these are helpful. Several boxes of women's shoes are cluttering up the closet. Great. There's something at the back. Oh. What's this? There's a dark gray jacket scrunched up at the back of the closet. It looks just like the one that mysterious woman was wearing. This looks like one piece of proof now to look for more. Oh. Okay. There has to be something that I can use. Wait, there's a dress on the couch? She should have just left the building because Kyle seems to be allergic to leaving houses, right? Marie must have left this dress and sewing box here. Ooh, what's in the sewing box? There's some thin pink thread in the sewing box. Not really my color. The sewing box is made of wood. There's an elaborate floral pattern engraved on it. That is not helping. I need something to actually get up there. There's a sketch of the room on the table. Oh, okay. Oh wait, can I use this to step on it? Just stay in any place that is no hotel and you will be fine. There's a cloth covered stool in front of the dresser. Okay, now to put this to good use. Oh, there we go. Just step on it with your dirty outdoor shoes. Alright, how do I do this? Stool. Use. Alright, I'll place the stool here. Alright, now get up there. There's a box on top of the closet. I wonder what's inside. Interesting. These are the hat and sunglasses that woman was wearing. Ho 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 ho. I take the hat and sunglasses. And a blue letter. Big thing to put into your inventory. Good. Yes! What's this envelope? There's no name written on the envelope, but the enclosed letter reads, "Come to the jewelry store at 18 wearing the appointed attire. As long as you follow the instructions, your identity will be safe. There's no use trying to escape either. We're in control." Oh, she was being threatened to do it. So this is the kind of letter Marie was getting. Huh. Right, time to make Marie sing. Okay. Let's go. Marie! I have evidence.
Thank you for the higher time and for the pat.
Huh? Where'd she go? Where's Marie got to? She must be around here somewhere. She probably just went, yeah, a little further. Hey. I don't like you being this close to the end of the roof. There you are. Look, Mr. Hyde. It's okay, Marie, I know. What do you know? I know what you've been hiding. I know what you've done. The woman in the hat who always makes an appearance before the robberies. That's you, isn't it? What? Who put you up to it? Was it the same people who sent you the threatening letters? Mr. Hyde, you have no right to accuse me of anything. Besides, I have no idea what you're talking about. Listen, Marie, the game's up. As I told you, I know everything. Mr. Hyde, before you ask me for proof, how's this? I'm going to start with this one. I found these inside your room. You what? They were hidden inside a box on top of your closet. Care to explain what you're doing with them? They're... Not enough? What about the threatening letters? I found this letter inside your room. Oh no. The letter contains instructions for you to follow. The letter contains instructions for you to follow. How the hell did you get yourself into this mess? Also sorry. So sorry. There's apparently a setting I need for something that is coming up. Okay. So what's the most damning thing that we know about her? When will we just start withholding proof to their faces before we even start talking? Just like, look at this. This is your ring, right? How did you get that, Mr. Hyde? Betty gave it to me to return to you. Now would be a good time to talk to me, Marie. Why would you sell something so valuable? And while we're on the subject, the woman in the hat and sunglasses who appears before the robberies, why does she wear a ring just like yours? I don't know. Or maybe you'd just like to tell me about the condo engraving on the base? That's... There's no use trying to hide it anymore, Marie. Come clean and tell me. I can, Mr. Hyde, not to you. Why not? Because there's no going back if I do. Not for me, anyway. You really don't want to hear what kind of person I truly am. Do you remember what you said to me, Marie? What I said to you? Yeah, you said that when your brother died 13 years ago, people doubted your side of the story and it made your life miserable. You went on to say that you believed I would understand what you meant. You remember what I told you then? I said that if anything happened, no matter what, you could talk to me about it. Yes, I remember. How could I forget? And I truly wish I could tell you. But please, Mr. Hyde, please stop asking me to talk. Why won't you listen to me when I say I can't? I really can't tell you of all people. You can't know. Come on, Marie. If I don't reveal your secret, then sooner or later somebody else will. Perhaps. Marie, do you understand the gravity of your situation? You need to get out while you can. I appreciate that the people ordering you about are intimidating you, but... Of course I understand. And that's precisely why I can't tell you anything. Marie. What? Where are you going? Suddenly Marie moves away from me and heads towards the roof's edge. No! Marie, what are you doing? If only I'd met you earlier, Mr. Hyde. If I'd been able to tell you everything I've been keeping to myself, maybe things would have turned out very differently. I really don't know what to do anymore. It's hopeless. Goodbye, Mr. Hyde. No. Marie! Get down from there. Had to look up what button I set the closing the DS to.
Gotcha now.
Looks like I seriously underestimated what an idiot you were. If you wanted my help, why didn't you just ask? Imagine her having an umbrella. How could I have done that? After all, I'm the only one who knows how terrifying those people can be. Marie, who do you mean by those people? I mean, I knew what my brother and husband had done. Ayo? I found out the truth behind their deaths too. That's why I have to do what those people say. If you want an example of just how powerful they are, they're the ones who put an end to the insurance company's investigation. They are responsible for me receiving the insurance payout, Mr. Hyde. It was a kind of a reward for doing what I was told. Okay. What had your brother and husband done? Well, as you know, they were both working at the hotel, but that was a cover for helping with the secret fencing operations that went on there. Fencing operations. Yes, they were selling stolen jewelry. The items to be sold were first brought into the hotel, then potential buyers would follow, and if interested, would pay for the goods in cash. It seems that Mike and Peter were willing to do anything if it made them money. And that included removing dead bodies and making evidence disappear. Even the ring that I got from Mike was one of the spoils from a successful job. I mean, yeah, that makes sense. I thought your husband and I thought your husband and accident were killed in brother. Yes. That is. That's what the police believed, but of course they knew differently. Since my husband and brother had served the purpose, they were to be disposed of. When Mike died and I received an insurance payout and married Peter, and when Peter's business failed and he died in an accident, all of it was orchestrated by them. That's what they told me. Do you know how I discovered the truth about Mike and Peter? It all started when I moved into these apartments. As I searched the things I brought with me, I found my husband's insurance policy. I decided to claim the money specified within, and so I contacted the company. Very soon after I'd done so, the call started from the people in charge. I received phone calls and letters. Even people I'd never met before began to pay me visits. As time passed, I slowly began to piece together the truth. It had finally dawned on me what my husband and brother were involved in. It wasn't long before they decided I could be of use to them as well. So up until then, you really had no idea what your husband and brother had been up to? I didn't have a clue, but I knew something was going on when Mike came home after work one day. He had this horrible wound and his clothes were bloody. I asked him time and again to tell me how it happened, but he refused to explain. He looked up at me with a sad face and told me that he had a secret to bear, one that I couldn't know. He said if I didn't promise to let it remain a secret, he'd have no choice but to leave. He never did tell me. He took that secret to his grave. When I married Peter, he made me make him the same promise. And just like Mike, he took it to the grave. Maybe not letting me know was the way of expressing a love for me. At least that's what I wanted to believe after I was told the truth. The truth is difficult to take in, isn't it, Mr. Hyde? They told me that I had nowhere to run and nowhere to hide, that it was my fate, that my life literally belonged to them. This is precisely the reason why I avoided making any friends here. At first I even started to believe that the reason that man Rex was here was to spy on me at their request. Marie, who could possibly have the reach to do all this? Who the hell are they? Niall. Did you say Niall? Yes. At least that's the name they use when they refer to themselves. I see. Hi. Rex. So that's how it is, huh? You were listening in on us? I mean, to be fair, the roof is an open space. Anyone can get up here when they want. It's you guys who didn't hear the elevator ding. Yep, every last word. Shocking stuff indeed. It's almost impossible to believe that Niall have got you under their control too. You know about Niall?
I do too. Me too. Me too. I also know about Niall.
If I didn't, you think I'd have bothered taking on your case? It's them I'm interested in, not you and your insurance policy. Rex, enough games. What are you really after? You could say I'm looking for the last piece of the puzzle. Forgive me, I've been somewhat inundated with puzzles lately. You have to be more specific. Well, quit interrupting and I'll tell you. It's a puzzle that he left behind and which I've been trying to solve all this time. In fact, I've been piecing it together ever since he died 13 years ago. Who the hell is he? Are you talking about Jack Green? Who in this house doesn't know about Niall at this point, right? The guy you used to work with? How do you know about him? I've got my own sources. I also know about the piece he wrote concerning Connor and its true identity. So I guess you've pretty much worked it all out then, huh? You know that he was murdered and all? Just as I suspected. I mean, yeah, if he wrote a newspaper article that actually went into print, they had to get rid of him. So Jack Green was murdered after all. That's right. Of course he was made to look like an accident, but he was murdered all right. So hi, have you pieced it together? Can you guess who's behind it all yet? Sure I can. Niall. Well, give the man a round of applause. Niall has been behind Condor all along. Make no mistake, it was Niall that got him in the end. Jack Green was poised to expose a link between Niall and Condor, but Niall got wind of this and decided to silence him for good. That's what you're implying, right? That's the outcome of his actions at least, yes. But there's more, much more that only he and I knew, a disturbing truth. Tell me. What do you mean by a disturbing truth? The crime syndicate known as Condor began operating in the LA area. Oh, must be as far back as 25, maybe 26 years ago now. The LAPD figured that Condor was behind all the robberies that had been happening, but due to a distinct lack of material evidence was never able to pin anything on them. They chose the targets and conducted their sales with such meticulous attention to detail that the crimes went virtually undetected by the police department. Condor always kept itself a few steps ahead, resulting in the LAPD coming up with squad. In situations like this, it's the best thing to do is enter a state of denial. You understand, right, what I'm getting at here? Sure I do. You're suggesting there was an informant working from inside the LAPD. That's what we figured. With nothing that would enable a case to be built against them, the robberies continued. That is until 13 years ago, when they simply dropped off the face of the earth. But by then, my friend Jack Green was dead and Hotel Cape West had closed down for good. After Jack died, I kept on after Condor, questioning and collecting information, but all that Jack had tried hard to uncover was buried and no longer news. I tried in vain to make the media listen to me, but the results were always the same. I wrote an article about Jack's death being the work of a criminal group, but of course, it was branded a work of fiction and my name was mud. I've been driven out of my profession. Oh, that's how you lost your job.
Thank you for the pet.
But they underestimated my determination. I wasn't about to roll over and play dead. I wasn't going to let Jack's death be for nothing. I made it my mission to find and uncover the real crooks behind all the wrongdoing. The real crooks? Yeah, you didn't think Nile was operating by itself, did you? Make no mistake, if Nile continues to have the power and influence it does, it's only because there are so many people who use Nile to further their goals. Each and every one of them connected to Nile behind the scenes, yet hiding in plain sight, perverting the course of justice. Hyde, I haven't forgotten when you compared me to an annoying fly, you know? But you're right, I spent my life endlessly buzzing amongst filth. No matter how much people try to bat me away, I just won't give up. Well, I've got news for you. That's how I've been forced to live since Jack died. But even someone like me has values, things that drive them to keep going. In my case, there's one thing I've never let slip away. Oh yeah, what might that be? Persistence, Hyde. I absolutely will not rest until I finally uncover the truth. I made a promise when Jack died. I vowed that whatever the truth turned out to be and however unbearable it was, I wouldn't look away. I'd make sure the entire world learned of it. I think it's about time you told me exactly why you've been investigating Marie, Rex. Well, both her brother Mike and late husband Peter were involved with Condor, and they both died in similar car accidents to Jack. There was no doubt in my mind that Marie was directly connected to Nile. I became obsessed with finding out why they'd seemingly let her go and disappeared. I was convinced that they must have been up to something behind the scenes. If Nile doesn't get taken down into the public eye by the end of this game, considering this is the last one. Oh yeah. It's such a big thing they keep building up. I hope we get a solution to it. The thing that surprised me most though, Hyde, was that somebody like you was living in this building. Jack had spent considerable time investigating your father. According to his research, the man whose body was found in the parking lot 25 years ago was in league with Condor and was bummed off because he knew the truth about Nile. What did you say? You think my dad was working for Condor? Jack seemed to think so, or at least that's what he wrote in his notebook. But like so many other things, there was no concrete proof to back up his theories.
Good evening. Hello.
One undeniable fact was that when your father was killed, the elusive Scarlet Star diamond that Condor had stolen went missing, vanishing without a trace. The Scarlet Star. Hyde. Nile is resurrecting the Condor name using Marie. I'm sure there's some kind of ulterior motive behind it. I've got nothing yet, but rest assured, I'll get to the bottom of this if it kills me. I would like it if you don't die. Actually, we have enough dead people in this game. Marie. Yes? We won't be seeing each other after today. I'll no longer be hanging around keeping tabs on you. Yeah, he just triggered his death flag. I'll leave you with this piece of advice. Get yourself out of the town. Do it as soon as you can. I can't just leave. And even if I do you think Nile is just going to forget about me? Not without my help. What do you mean? Come on, how do you think I've stayed alive this long while looking into them? Even an annoying fly like me has a few survival tricks up his sleeves. If you want a fighting chance of getting away, be at Union Station at 6 tomorrow morning. I'll wait for 10 minutes. If you don't show by then, I'll be gone. Right. This is the last I'll be seeing of your ugly mug too, Hyde. I'll hold back the tears. What are you gonna do now? Like you need to ask. I'll find something to keep me occupied around here, trust me. Always a joker. I've tried, but I just can't work you out, man. After all, what would an annoying fly know anyway? See you around. Hey Rex. What now? I've got something for you. I still have your notebook. I see. So you did have it. I thought as much. You mean you noticed it was gone? Of course I did. What do you take me for? Anyway, I'm out of here. Man, he's not a bad guy at all. I mean, the way he was conducting himself early on, he's still an asshole in how he acts, but he's not a bad man. We almost had another dead person moments ago. Oh yeah. Rex gets into the elevator and leaves the roof. Okay, how's it going? It's going well. We're clearing up some stuff. We also saved someone from jumping off the rooftop. Yeah. Well, what are you gonna do? I don't know. I need some time to think. You heard what he offered me though, right? Besides, nobody knows what will happen from now. Maybe I've got a chance. You think you're gonna be alright by yourself? Mr. Hyde. Yeah? I'll be just fine. I'm a lot stronger than I look, you know? And one more thing. Thanks for listening to me. I honestly thought I'd never be able to open up to anyone. That is until you came along. Goodbye, Mr. Hyde. He just doesn't seem like it to us because we get to read his thoughts as he acts. That's very true. They're both very well written characters. Marie gets into the elevator and leaves the roof. Marie. It's my pager! I better head back to my room. Yeah, the elevator was extremely quick. Second floor. Joke with the heart of gold. Everyone in these games is kind of an ass at points. Yeah, but I'd rather them be like that instead of everyone always being like happy-go-lucky and never getting angry. Whoa, what? No! What's this? Go away, dude. Dylan. I fucking hate you so much. You're so annoying. He's a consistent asshole though. Hey. Oh, Mr. Hyde. What do you want? Nothing much. Well, there must be something or you wouldn't be hanging around outside my room. Steady on, I'm not up to anything. I'm just taking care of some maintenance. I thought it would be a good time to check the second floor doors. I see. So anyway, Mr. Hyde, what was that all about just now with Rex? I saw, you know, he's a shifty character. I saw him head up to the roof in the elevator. Yeah, what else did you see? What do you want up there? You know, stuff. But do you know what he did before he headed up to the roof? I do. He took a trip to room 206, Marie's place, that's what. Don't you think it's a little strange? In my opinion, they're into something together. I've got better things to do than listen to your crap, Dylan. I couldn't care less what Rex wanted up there on the roof. Are you sure about that? I'm pretty sure you're actually quite interested. Yeah, and when did you become a psychologist? I'm sure because you were up there too until just now. How could I possibly believe you're not interested after seeing that? Look, Dylan, I just want to know what happened up there. Rex won't be coming around here anymore. That's what he said right before he left. Really? You're right about me being up there too. He and I were putting the record straight. That's when he told me that he won't be showing his face around here again. Does that mean he got what he came for? I guess it does. Wasn't he looking into the insurance policy Marie's late husband set up? That's right, isn't it?
Why do you even know this?
Did he prove that she was trying to get away with fraud? No, he didn't. And you know why? Because she wasn't involved in any fraud to begin with. Oh, okay then. She get the money just like she deserves. I see. Dylan finishes talking and lurches off.
And stay gone. Stay gone. Ah!
Dylan getting hurt at some point for all his talking. Honestly, I'm going to be the one that hurts him. Like me, not Kyle. Me personally. I will go there. I will patch myself into a 12-year-old game. I will go in there just to sock him. Hi. Red Crown, how may I help you? It's me, what's up? Ed wants to speak to you. Can't wait. I'll hand you over. A print of a picture of his character and rip it in half. Hi, it's me. I've got some news courtesy of an old friend of mine at the LAPD. It's about the possibility of Connor having made a return to the scene. Sources within the LAPD seem to think that this is a warning in response to mayoral candidate Hugh Spack's planned campaign against organized crime. Oh my god, getting down there to the voice I did with him. Ah, yes. No, it's gone again. Fuck. Warning. Yes, a blatant warning made by now. It's the way of saying that if the police choose to strike against them, they've got their own counter-strike ready to be deployed. Hang on, why would Niall use the resurrection of Connor as a retaliation against the LAPD? It doesn't add up. An old friend of mine on the force once let slip that with regards to Niall, there's something the LAPD aren't letting on. And it concerns Condor. Whatever it is, they certainly don't want it made public. Ed, do you think there's any way you can get more information on that? More? I suppose if there's any more to be had, it might be possible. I've been unearthing some facts of my own too. You have you? I am not getting down there again. Damn it! Listen, Ed, there was a guy 13 years ago who thought he discovered a link between Niall and Condor. He wouldn't have that, but a friend of his told me my dad might have been somehow involved. Okay, I'll see what I can do. Perhaps if I extend the net to include what Frank Raver was doing, we might get lucky. It would be helpful. Excuse me. Condor, Niall, and now the LAPD. 25 years ago, the Scarlet Star disappeared at the same time my dad died. What the hell is connecting all these things? That's a good question. How much longer is this case? Oh my god, no, this case is extremely fucking long still. I cannot do all of that. No. We're going to stop here. I'm so sorry, we're going to stop here. There is so much left to this chapter, and then the entire 10th chapter. There's no way I can get through all of that today. I'm sorry. We're gonna take this chance now that we've finished up with Marie up there. So we're not completely in the middle of something. I need to know more. We've made good progress. Oh, absolutely we have. We have made fascinating progress. But it's too much. Even if I went overtime today, it's too much to fit it all in. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Hey, it's nice. Let me also make this.
Thank you for the pet.
It doesn't feel like 3 hours. What the hell? It does not feel at all like it's been 3 hours since we started playing. It just kept going. So much happening. My god. We're gonna continue playing this game on Wednesday. And hopefully we'll be able to finish it then. I wish I could continue right now, not gonna lie. But we're gonna do the usual schedule actually. Why is there no sound to the game anymore? The fuck? Okay. Even if you continued, it probably would have ended tomorrow. Ideal for good sleep. Yeah, no. You still hear the... Oh. Yeah, I know what happened. I lost my earphone. That's why I'm not hearing it anymore. Just dropped off. It's like, boop, no more sound for you. Fuck you. Anyway, this is where we're going to end. I will post the schedule in a bit. Well done, I know, I'm great. And I didn't hear it fall. I'll post the schedule in a bit. It's just going to be the same though. We're gonna finish up this game. I actually need to think.
Thank you for the pet.
I actually need to think about what else we're going to do. I didn't imagine we'd be finishing the game anytime soon. I haven't actually thought about what game I will be playing next. Have to come up with something. But yeah, more Minoru on Friday this time. And this time there won't be a family function, hopefully. At least I've not been told about any. So, and then more near. And then on Saturday probably a new game. And for now, who should we say hello to? Who should we say hello to? Who's doing fun stuff? Oh, you is playing Valhalla again. We like Valhalla. We've had Valhalla before. There's a family function. Just make them come to your stream instead. Oh yeah, definitely. I will be doing that. Family auto response on Friday is a busy day. Yeah, it's one of those things where it's like, I could have plans. You never go anywhere on the weekend anyway. What kind of plans could you possibly have? Even if I didn't have any plans, maybe I just don't want to come to the family function. Don't be fucking rude. Can't wait for next one. Everyone has a fantastic night. No, you too. There's all the plans. I have all the plans. I am making plans all the time. I'm playing 5D chess as we found out yesterday. I'm always making plans. Okay, let me set up this raid to you. I think we've raided you before during one of the Valhalla streams. Or you could plan to meet up with friends or something. Friends. Hey, thank you guys so much for coming. Here's the raid message as always. I'll see you all next week. I hope you have a great rest of the weekend. Thank you so much for coming. I need to click a bunch of stuff. This one and this one, and I forgot to open the correct folder. This is fine. Here we go. Good night. Good night. Sleep tight.
Bye bye.